Alright, hello everyone and welcome to Zelda Speedruns! Today we have another Ocarina of Time Randomizer Standard Tournament Season 4, Losers Bracket Round 4 match between Mr. Mario and FMZ. On comms we have Namaha and Yoshi. How are the two of you doing?
I'm good.
I am
looking forward to
excited.
this. Yeah. Got arguably two of the quiet favorites, I think, going in. Yeah, Mario was someone who going into the tournament, people were like, okay, so Mario's clearly good, but we don't know how good, and then he just crushed Qualls. Whereas FMZ's the, silent killer. Consistently does incredibly well, but doesn't have that big name breakout
Yet.
yet.
Yes, this is the Star
We'll
Special.
see.
Mario didn't have the big name breakout performance up until about what? How many months ago was RSL? 1? 2?
Oh, one was nearly a year ago now.
No,
And yes,
the
FMZ is a keyboard player, yes. Also our only Taiwanese runner in the whole tournament, and our only Asian runner in the tournament, actually. Has done very well. Pulled off a bit of a surprise win in his last match, I'd say, knocking out the Nuru.
Am I wrong in thinking that he's the only one who's not North America or EU?
I believe so, yes. At least in the top 32, we do. Yeah, Costa Rica is still North America. This Challenge Cup has a couple South Americans.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, FMZ definitely a unique player in this bracket.
Indeed. Should be a really
I'm
good match,
good.
though.
Yeah.
And I'm going to let you two have at it.
Yeah, like you mentioned, took out Banuru last round, which is, yeah, something of an upset definitely on the way.
Yeah, Banuru's pretty good. Kind of won the tournament last season and all.
Yeah.
Oh, and we're off.
Oh, what a start! What a start!
Almost vanilla. So close. Just the other side of the room. I love it.
You just woke up, fell out of bed, that's all.
And with the Kakariko sword. Oh, wow.
What was season 3? Was season 3 then? Okay. Oh, I love it. Oh, irons as well?
Some nice little new booties. And a shield! Holy cow.
This is
we got a baby seed? We're gonna see a Deku start right away?
Yeah, you've got the sticks, you've got a sword, you've got everything you need to just go in and... Oh, wow. That's... So this is...
I'm
in a weird way... Yeah, in a weird way, this is kind of unheard of in Season 4, but actually it's, it's Season 3, so...
Yeah, I've gotta go through my old S3 notes.
Yeah, I guess you're not gonna go and pick up songs, so that is still different. You're gonna do your Deku Tree checks, and then the question is where you go from there.
Yeah, that's true. We'll have the awkward afternoon time of day coming out of Kokiri Forest after beating Deku Tree. That should leave enough time to go to Lon Lon and still make it to market, so maybe
without
we'll see that.
delving too much into it, I have been doing a few seeds recently with Season 3 Vanilla Spawns, but with the starting song and with Open Deku. And one of the best plays from this is you can go to Lon Lon Ranch in time and then just go from Lon Lon to market immediately afterwards and get basically your child songs pretty reasonably. You can go up and do Lost Woods on the way through and still get to Adult Cack in time for day. FMC's.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's bold.
We've got some divergence right away, which is surprising. Yeah, you have Deku Tree and the song in Sacred Forest Meadow you could get, but FMZ heading to Lon Lon right away. This is first play.
Alright.
I mean, he can always save quit to get back to Kokiri Forest.
Yeah, not a bad one to get back to for sure, and can do that a bit later with some stuff like explosives, potentially Sarias, slingshot, just enough to clear a bit more of Lost Woods on the way through.
Yeah, Arthur makes a good point in the chat that he could be saving Deku as like a reset for his time of day. If he ends up with bad time of day, he could just save quick, go back and beat Deku Tree, which sets it to afternoon.
Yeah, it's one of those ones where it's like, that's potentially useful, but I feel like you're more likely to get a useful item in Deku than that
tend to
is
agree,
to play
yeah.
into things. Yeah.
But I mean, so far that's not really the case. Mario hasn't picked up anything yet, but you know, we still got half the dungeon left, so we'll see.
Well, we'll at least get to see this song a little earlier from FMZ's side then.
I definitely welcome the divergence right away. It's
more interesting.
gives us
More fun
more
that way.
time. Yeah. I'm getting the other Hylian shield. Okay.
Storms. So, I mean, the Kakiri Forest Storms Grotto is one that can already play in pretty big potentially.
Yeah, it's true. It's never going to be too far out of the way for either runner, just because it's so close to their save quit. But if Mario clears everything in the area except for that, he won't have much reason to go back and do it. So yeah, you're right, it could come into play. Storms is definitely one of those songs you like getting early, rather than late.
Yeah, either early or like locked behind your go mode. Like nothing in between. You don't want to get it as
True,
like...
yeah.
Storms AD is awful. Wow, not awful.
It's such a toss-up, yeah.
Yeah, it's a difficult one to play.
For sure, for sure. Okay, well, FMZ coming right back to Deku Tree after Lon Lon.
I always wonder if that's like... I don't know. I'm trying to think of what the song could be value for, and I guess Saria's is the big one, but... Like, Minuet could have played into it, potentially.
Yeah, true. And I mean, Deku not having any items yet. There's only one more chance with Goma here. By the way, I didn't actually take note of what these hints were. Outside of Deku.
I don't think Mario checked.
Okay, Sacred Forest Meadow. I believe he at least checked the left one.
He definitely checked the other one, which was... Okay. I missed the SFM one, but yeah, the other was...
Way of the Hero
Prelude.
Mother's Prelude has the Minuet is on the project.
Okay, gotcha.
Just the Minuet.
And yeah, Goma not having anything either. Will we at least get a medallion, though?
Odds are in your favor. Like, 5 out of 8.
We do, okay. So it wasn't pointless. I guess Mario's going to be heading up into the Lost Woods here. He knows Sacred Forest Meadow's way, the hero. And he'll be able to get one of the songs that's there. And that's probably it. Unless he happens upon some explosives on his way there. But it's usually the songs that are way of the hero in Sacred Forest Meadow.
Yeah. Oh, that's... Well, that'll be a nice one for them. Not all dungeons.
Serenade on the Ocarina of Time song. Yep.
So I was about to say, yeah, you expect Sacred Forest Meadow, usually if it's Way of the Hero. Probably Nocturne or Requiem at this point.
Yeah, with Storms already out of the way, those are the two other big songs that are often Way of the Hero. FMZ having a hell of a time with these spiders. wasn't an arachnophobe, he definitely is now. Okay. Oh, okay, he did speed past. Good, good, good.
Good range.
Yeah, it is definitely harder to bait the charge when you're playing on
True.
keyboard.
It's actually really interesting watching some of FMZ's strats and seeing the keyboard movement, because you can see the, like, kind of very specific movements, like
Oh yeah,
very
the cardinal
precise.
directions.
Yeah.
SFM song might just be for SFM access. Yeah, we've definitely seen that. And with OoT, or excuse me, with the Minuet song being locked by the Forest Medallion. We don't know where that is yet, but that definitely makes it a little bit more possible. And look, we've got Vanilla Zarias in Way of the Hero Sacred Forest Meadow. Okay. I imagine that Mario will take that right back into the Lost Woods to play for the Skull Kid.
Right, yeah. It's a pretty bad location to get out of otherwise, unless you're safe quitting anyway. You want to grab these hints. You might as well grab another check or two on the way.
I'm almost surprised he didn't Death Warp there. That's just half a heart. He probably could have done it.
Yeah, I guess the hints are
Yeah, the hints are more valuable though. Is that a Water Temple Foolish? Uh-oh.
not Dark Link today.
Not this time. And that was 40 skulls?
Yeah.
It's dead. Sweet.
Real talk. The reason, like, every other check has gone up in value is because of how much Deku Tree dropped in value by being locked away. So early Kakiri Sword, we're back to the old meta now. Yo, FFC does the fast 2-3-1.
Yeah, that was good.
Wow.
Impressive.
I have not seen people doing that strat for a while.
That's a tough one for sure. Skull Kid not paying off, by the way. Just a piece of heart there, so if Saria's is Way of the Hero, it's gotta be for something else. Either Darunia's reward, or just Sacred Forest Meadow access as adult, or it's not Way of the Hero. There's a good item, though.
Definitely happy with that one. Well, there's your Dodongo's Cavern access.
Yeah,
It's always one.
Final chest in the maze of Gerudo Training Grounds is dead as well. Was the hint right there. And FMZ taking out Queen Goma as well. Bringing up the medallion count to 2.
Sorry, I started laughing. Mr. Mario's menu sound is like my favorite sound effect in the game. It's the one if you throw Ruto into a wall. So Mario, yeah, didn't actually come and check this until later. I guess hoping for the potential warp song out. But, yeah, no warp song, so you're just walking out of here anyway.
And we're getting a peek at the Storms Grotto here. On the Fmzgun side.
Oh yeah, this could be a big deal.
Oh.
No.
Not this time, unfortunately, for FMZ. And we'll see where Mr. Mario goes right away. He's got that, like, midday time of day right now. Looks like he's going to be heading for Lon Lon, which makes sense. He should, of course, have time of day to get to market, if that's where he wants to go.
Yeah, London to market just works so nicely from here. Especially when you don't get a warp song. Like, if you get something like Nocturne, maybe that changes things. Requiem can change things, but otherwise you kind of just gotta go and pick up your songs and go adult and pick up more songs.
Yeah, pretty much. Songs are what it's all about in the early game for these. They're just so powerful. Speaking of songs, actually, they have both Zelda's Lullaby and Saria's song, so I guess Darunia's in Logic. I wasn't even thinking about it, but
That's true, yeah.
they could go up the long way if they wanted. Now, it makes more sense for them to check the adult song first, but if that ends up being nothing, who knows? Dancing Daddy could be locking the whole scene.
So one thing here to note is, because of FMZ going to London first, he's going to have to walk through field again to get back there. And, well, Mario only makes that trip once. So basically that is like absolutely lost time for FMZ, where he's walking across the field twice, Mario does the journey once. That's
Bit
just...
of extra hiking, for sure, yep. Really, the only benefit he got out of it is having a little bit earlier access to that Song of Storms, which got him one extra check. But it didn't have anything, so...
Right, and the efficiency there doesn't even mean much, because, well, you're still leaving behind other stuff in Lost Woods instead.
Right, exactly, yeah. Mr. Mario will definitely be back. He'll check the Storm's Grotto at one point, so... does look like Mr. Mario is going to be walking back out of the ranch, which is some movement that Fmzgun did avoid by save quitting out.
True.
So it does mitigate that little bit of inefficiency that he had by hiking. Well, he's going to be hiking across the field a second time here in a minute. But ultimately, yeah, I think it's... If we had to call who's in a lead of slight efficiency at this point, I would say Mr. Mario by just the teensiest amount. Not that that really matters at this early stage of the game.
It'll be interesting to see if he does Valley at this point or anytime soon. Because there's definitely some merit here to the potential of Valley for the early Sphere Zero checks when, you know, your early game hasn't really done that much. At the same time, you've got Kakariko, you've got Dodongo's Cavern with strength, like...
And it does look like Mr. Mario's heading towards Kakariko right now. With time of day, it looks like he'll be able to get Dampe even if he wants to wait a little bit. He should be able to get in during the day if he wants to do chickens. But if he waits just a few seconds or however long, he'll be able to get Dampe. But he's walking right in, okay.
Hasn't been to market, so... No Keaton mask to bring with him.
Oh, we're getting chickens. If you're gonna do them early.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm wondering if we're gonna see... I would not be shocked at all to see a bottom of the well play after this.
That makes a lot of sense. On the one hand, it feels terrible if you've got no explosives and are just gonna have to come back later with those, but how many times has it been, you know, even just a 5-pack of chews in there, you can save scum them so effectively that
it's much better to do it without explosives than it would be to do it without Zelda's Lullaby, if you're gonna go
right. Yeah, you can only find one of them in there, I guess.
Right. Yeah. And with strength, he should be able to get the basement chest, as long as he gets enough keys to get to the right side. So going back in just to do 2 bottom locked checks isn't quite as painful as it would be to do all of the Zelda's Lullaby locked checks. And yeah, like you said, you're able to find bombs in there anyway. So. Let's see, there's 3 bomb bags and 5 bomb chew packs out in the world.
Alright, well, FMZ going straight to the market. So...
Yet more divergence. I love it.
Yeah, but the time difference mostly here just going to be chickens, but... Well, a little bit of a time difference is still a time difference, and...
Yeah, and I mean, FMZ might just end up skipping bottom of the well here and going straight adult. And FMZ getting scammed. Paying $20 and winning 5 back.
Grabbing a key to mask though, so when FMZ does go to CAC, it's gonna be just one trip through his child. Assuming the time of day lines up.
Hyrule Castle Foolish, 50 skulls is fire arrows, 30 skulls is dead, and I actually missed that third one.
Already forgotten what it was. Shoot the sun. Shoot the sun was dead.
Shoot the sun, cool. Hyrule Castle Foolish, alright. No didn't.
Yeah, not great. Not amazing.
Oh, there's a bomb bag on chickens!
something, bottom of the well explosives. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, well that's huge. That is
that's pretty
phenomenal for Mario, yeah.
That's very big. Not the end of the world, potentially. FMZ could definitely find another bomb bag or a pack of bomb chews to bail him out from having to do chickens. But for now, Mario's in a very nice position. Let's see, we've got our medallions now as well.
Yeah. So, Spirit and Jabu can be kind of awkward in terms of items. Dodongo's Cavern, you love it. Absolutely the best one to see at this point. And Fire's, yeah, pretty good.
Fire's not bad, yeah. In terms of requirements, it's just got one hammer that you need. And other stuff that you generally find anyway to beat any seed. Stone Water and Stone Shadow lowers the requirements of the seed pretty heavily, in fact. Although we do already have Iron Boots. Although it's also Foolish Water, so... We're not going to be seeing any of Water Temple today. Especially with OoT being serenade.
Right, water at least is fine. Shadow, if they get the stuff for it, then you consider going there because, yeah, it's a lot of checks, but there's no point worrying about it until you get the requirements.
Groaning at all these checks, or excuse me, jokes in chat.
I won't.
Actually,
no,
really great.
I don't acknowledge puns. I don't negotiate with tourists. It's not happening.
Alright, FMZ gonna pick up a song here in the windmill. What do we get?
Yeah, huge value.
Song of Time is not that great. Not one of the better songs.
Fine. It's okay.
We've got 4 songs so far, not a single warp yet. We've got a lot of hiking in our future, looks like. And Adult Andrew just having $5. And yeah, so far nothing in the bottom of the well. It's not over yet, of course, but...
Yeah, like... The fact that the only items right now have come from, like, the bridge scrub. I'm ignoring a Kokiri sword because Deku had nothing. The only items right now have come from the bridge scrub and chickens.
And chickens.
Like... The seed is on something right now.
Yep, and I love it. Very nice quick kill of the dead hand. Yeah, FMZ not really... Oh, were those light arrows up
I
in
think
there?
that was light, yeah.
Looked like light arrows to me. Okay. So, graveyard box having light arrows. We'll have to get that at some point or another, no rush.
Depending on how the songs line up and items, I guess, potentially. It's definitely a good one to pick up in the seed. You've got Jabu required, so Nocturne makes that pretty easy to get as child.
Yep.
You can find a long shot for it. Like, so many options on that one.
Oh, and there's some more explosives in the well that are not bomb locked, so should FMZ decide to do that, he'll get sort of bailed out if he skips chickens, depending on how many are in that bomb shoe pack. Oh, and there's a bow, okay. And the big stabby from Dampe Racing. Getting the items rolling in now. And yeah, this bottom of the well turning out to not be a waste of time. That's nice.
Reasonable one, yeah. So, bow doesn't do much on its own. Given the other items they've got, I think it's, what, 1 check?
You can do cat archery with it, and that's about it for now.
But it's, yeah, definitely one you want to see pretty early in the seed because of how much it lines up with every other item, I guess.
For sure. Yeah, you definitely feel it when you don't have a bow in the late game. You just miss out on so many things, especially in the temples. We're gonna get another new song check from FMZ.
Will we finally get a warp song?
Let's see it! Hey, okay. That's a good one. Always happy to see Prelude. Although we actually don't know where the adult spawn point is yet.
It looks like we're finding out.
Yeah, I think so. Thank you, FMZ.
Oh my! Wow! That's amazing.
Wow! Wow! Okay, so Nocturne not actually required for Shadow Temple access.
Nocturne cannot be way the hero right now.
That is super cool. The logic does indeed take that into account. So, yeah, like Yoshi said, Nocturne cannot be way of the hero.
Without giving away any spoilers on other races, there was a race, I want to say yesterday, where the spawn, the adults, oh no, sorry, the child spawn in that race was incredibly relevant to the logic. And yeah, no, that could be. Shadow could lock Nocturne.
It could. Oh my god, that's hilarious. I had to unmute to laugh at that song. Okay. Yeah, Nocturne still can't be foolish, but it also can't be way of the hero. Not with that adult spawn.
That's amazing.
Incredible. Incredible.
You're welcome, everyone. This is a seed.
Oh, yeah, good stuff. Well, we're getting a Dampe digging check here as FMZ heads up towards Goron City with only strength. And I guess Song of Storms to check this grotto here. Still fine, he'll be able to stop think the Goron and probably won't peek into the crater without a hookshot or hovers to go get the song or any explosives or anything. But they will probably end up taking the shortcut into the Lost Woods to get the song in Sacred Forest Meadow.
I do kind of wonder if here you go into Dodongo's Cavern or go to Lost Woods. Like, either seems reasonable, it's just a question of
actually, yeah,
getting
I didn't even
back
consider
to the
that.
other.
It does look like he might be opting to do that Dodongo's Cavern dip, which is reasonable. I'd say maybe pulling this number out of my ass. 70% of the time, you find explosives here in Dodongo's Cavern when you dip it with strength.
I think the other thing is that, like, the odds of you finding explosives going around, like, the crater in Goron City, you only get a handful of checks. So the odds of you finding explosives there are pretty low. But the odds of you finding explosives or, like...
Yeah, you get 4 checks here, I think, with just strength.
Yeah, that sounds right. I guess it's about the same between both then, isn't it? But the payoff is much bigger if you find, like, hookshot or hovers here.
For sure, for sure.
well. Or you can just get told, should have gone to Goron City the whole time.
Yeah, this dip is a bit unfortunate for FMZ in that since he doesn't have explosive, well, if he doesn't find explosives, it's bad for him. Because Mario will come in with like a full kit of explosives and he'll be able to clear it much more efficiently. And we've seen in Goron City we have the hero, yeah. Dancing Dad, telling ya.
At the Sarias. If that's for forest access, then, well, firstly, Stone Forest, and secondly, Spirit locks Minuet, so...
It is a
I'd be
10 package.
surprised.
Okay.
Okay. That's a good amount.
You can work with that, for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
Should he decide to go do the well. Which, you know, if he doesn't find much else here in this next 5-10 minutes of adulting, he's probably gonna have to go back child. And do that dip into the well. Yeah, picking up the lens there on the compass chest is, it's an item. It's not gonna help him at all, at least not yet, but... it is an item.
Definitely one you'd like to have, even if just for, you know, being kind of thorough going through, and also because it's one of the only big logic, like, kind of, pitfalls, potentially. So getting it out of the way early so that you know you can trust your hints that little bit more is...
Yeah, we're not going to be baited by... Well, I guess we could see a way the hero Dodongos, right? We've only seen 2 hints so far, and neither of them are done.
Right, yep. And there's always the potential for wallets and stuff still, but...
Yep. It is nice to get them out of the way, though, you're right. And Mr. Mario gonna show us that child Goron City. Heading straight into Darunia's chamber. Hell yeah. Alright, Darunia, here we go. Show us what you got. After he plays the song.
No!
You've got disappointment. Alright, thanks. Used to that from my dad anyway.
Wow.
It's okay, we got 2 more checks here. Child Goron City. And might even see a trip into the maze, so maybe 4 more checks. Who knows?
Yeah, yeah. And... wow. Yeah. Maybe. We are going to see the other one over on FMZ's side as well. We're going to see another one there.
We do have 50 skull fire arrows, remember. Those could be hard required.
Yeah, they...
It's very, very slim that they are. Incredibly slim.
Could be, yes.
To the point where they might as well not even have that possibility, but it's possible. Stranger things have happened in Rando. Let's just say that.
Right, a little higher possibility until they find Dins, but a little lower when Dins isn't required for a medallion, at least.
Oh, there's their way
well,
to the hero. Okay, yeah. Hookshot on Link the Goron. The tiny rolling Goron, not the big one that Mr. Mario just checked. And that hookshot is got like that's perfect timing, honestly. He can now take that into the crater and get the song. That could not have been better timed. Like,
yeah, that is absolutely
very
perfect.
nice.
And also, he's gonna be right on track to just go straight into Meadow as well and figure out what's over there potentially. Which, you know, reasonable assumption that the other song in Meadow is actually the way of the hero here.
That's
So,
looking more and more likely at this point, yeah.
I guess we'll see the check from Mario as well, which will be
Yeah, sure, we got the grotto.
information.
And picking up the useless Nocturne in the crater. Alright. Well, it's somewhat useful for Child, I guess. Especially since he hasn't done bottom of the well yet. That is actually somewhat useful for him. And getting a peek at that volcano vanilla heart piece sitting up there. Okay, yeah, it's not the grotto check.
Yeah, just a Deku Shield there, so there's still a chance it's Saria's. And something like Mirror Shield in Forest. But, yeah, fairly safe assumption that the song over here as adult is pretty high value.
Yep, and we're going to be seeing it within the next minute or two here on FMZ's side. As Mr. Mario does a couple more child checks before going adult. He's got Richard to rescue here. He can do Bomb Chew Bowling as well.
Yeah, true. Oh, I think he just clipped that dog, yeah.
Yep,
Is that?
that's a bummer.
Didn't want that one.
It's a bad dog. Okay, nothing on Bomb Chew Bowling. Nice jump up there from FMZ. To skip this maze as adult, it's always nice.
Alrighty, so delivering the right dog this time, and nah.
Wow. Imagine rewarding someone $5 for saving your dog. What a cheapskate.
Would you rather be offered $5 or bombs? Thank you for bringing my dog back. Here's a grenade. Here you go, like, what, 10-year-old? Have these explosives. So yeah,
and yeah,
Epona's... They have Song of Time.
Time to rush GTG!
Yeah, we know where Song of Time is, we know where the explosives are.
If this seed won't give us our Dark Link S4 meme, at least it'll give us the rush GTG with nothing memes. Although they don't even have nothing at this point. FMZ has nothing really relevant for GTG.
Between them, all they're missing is Strength 2, right?
Yep.
Like Hammer logically, but...
Mr. Mario logically can't do much without Hookshot. FMZ can't really do much without Explosives and Bow and Strength 2. He's missing a lot still. He can do a fair bit, I guess, with Song of Time with the Hookshot. Like, he can make his way around, but... It's not an ideal play, generally. But maybe it is, because Season 4? Who knows? That's the fun. And yeah, Mario will get his hook in short order for sure, so...
It's interesting to see FMZ over in Ganon's.
Yeah. Not actually in Logic for him.
Right, not a play you tend to see this early, not a play that's in Logic. Could still pay out.
Yeah, you can do everything except for Light Trial and Shadow Trial too, I guess. Oh, actually, he can't do Spirit Trial. He has no way to get the checks.
Yeah.
He can do the first room, but... It's curious. Oh well. Save quitting out from the musky chest. And... very curious where he goes after this.
Mario grabbing some extra rupees on the way out?
It's a handy 20 rupee spot to know about. I don't know what... I guess it's to... well... How far away from daytime is he? Because I imagine the only thing he needs is rupees for in Kakariko Village is the archery game, but he can't play that at night.
Yeah, I guess in case he got Sun Song in the windmill.
Yeah, it's just good to have money in general anyway, be prepared. And Tin's Fire
Oh,
for Stone Shadow.
on the bright side, that means 50, probably not relevant.
Yeah, that's very true. Man, that did. It's definitely not what FMZ was hoping to find with this dip.
Right.
Not, like, better than finding
hand,
nothing, but...
Yeah, on the one hand, you got paid out for a relatively risky play. On the
Yeah,
other
for sure.
hand, not really a good payout.
Exactly, yeah. It could be, no doubt.
It's like you do a scratch card, you hand it back, and they're like, "Here, have $5." Like, yeah, well, you profited, but not by much. Like, was it really worth the time?
Risk. Well, we'll see. Stone Shadow always finds a way, they say.
And Shadow is a good play.
So Mr. Mario going to be heading into DC. They'll be able to clear it, whereas Mr. Mario had to bail before the end due to not having anything other than the strength upgrade.
Right, will be a little bit faster for Mario as well between bombs and bow than it was for FMZ.
Definitely, yep. And they'll get their Goron City Way of the Hero, knowing that they're going to come into some nice items soon, given that they cleared Child Goron City for naught.
So, worth noting here, FMZ set time of day by going to Ganon's, and then has gone Child, so we're gonna see Dampé into presumably bottom of the well here. What that means we're not gonna see chickens.
Yeah, nice bit of routing. A little bit unfortunate in that it locks him out of being able to do chickens and get his bomb bag, if that's something he would want to do anyway. But that Chew Pack in the bottom of the well will definitely bail him out slightly in that regard. 10 pack is probably not enough to beat the game with, but should hopefully be enough for him at least to, get through this mid-game section and find some other explosives in the process.
Right, yeah. It depends on how aggressively he goes save scumming them, but there's definitely the option to save scumming them in the well is fairly simple. And then you can definitely do a lot with DC, you can do a lot with Goron City as Child.
Yeah, I'm curious if he'll even opt to save scum. It is not horrible, but also it's not something you generally want to do if you can avoid it.
I think in this situation, I think you kind of have to, just because you've gone this long with no explosives. If the only ones you find are a 10 pack of chews, you want them to count. You don't want to use them all and then end up in a situation where you then can't do anything, so...
Right, but do you start the save scumming with your first 3 that you'd use in here? Do you, just kind of play the game for a bit, hope to get lucky, and then when you get down to your last 5 or so, start save scumming? It's an interesting...
I think 3 is too many to use up. If you're using 1 or 2 on, the occasional check here or there, or if it's, obviously if it's, finishing Dodongo's Cavern, that's huge. You need to do that, so you just keep it. But,
yeah, he can get away with just 2 here, I believe, right? Since he can just use strength to get the basement chest.
True.
2 is a little more acceptable than 3.
Definitely better.
Yeah.
I still feel like
losing
you would go...
30% is a lot, though, you're right.
Yeah, I still feel like you'd want to go for 1 at the back, potentially, and then save scum the front one.
Yeah, he did save just before using that chew there. We'll see if he goes for the explosive checks right away and then just resets, or...
Yeah, I imagine the save there is just if I find something, I'll keep it. But if I don't, I can reset and just save that. In which case, if that's what he's doing, then he will end up using 2 because he's not going to want to get rid of that bow.
Yeah, you can't get rid of that.
So we are going to see a couple new things from Mario here. We didn't see this this half of Dodongo's cavern yet.
Yeah, the end of bridge chest not having anything. That was our first new one. And I'm curious where Mario goes after this. So get this hook shot, and then get the song in the crater. Where do you go from there as Mr. Mario? You probably want to go get your Way of the Hero song in Sacred Forest Meadow, but do you do Stone Forest while you're there? Like any of it? You have the option, you know, minuets potentially deepen the seed. Which means you might not be back until being able to beat Spirit Temple.
Yeah. Like, I feel like the answer is no. But at the same time...
So where do you go instead if you don't go Stone Forest? GTG is available as soon as you get that Epona.
Right.
That's probably the play. You want to follow that Way of the Hero more than anything, right?
By that point, the only item Mario will be missing for Gerudo's, like the entire Gerudo area, will be 1 check behind Hammer and 4 checks, including keys, behind Strength 2. Like, that's...
Yeah, and we know the
so
final
high
chest
value.
in the maze is dead, so you don't even need all the keys, so you don't have to worry too much about it this seed, so...
There's so much that Mario can do over there that I think you just have to.
It's definitely a stronger play, the Gerudo area.
I think the question then becomes, though, how efficient are you? Do you go via Lake Hylia? They've not been there as child, so they can't set Scarecrow, so...
Right, and that does lock them out of the fortress rooftop chest for now. Mario not gonna check his save quite yet. Oh, now he's gonna do Cack Archery here, looks like.
Right, makes sense, makes sense.
Oh, he checked the save quit already, and I missed it. Okay, cool. FMZ about to pick up their bow here. As Mr. Mario puts his to work. And what will he find? A slingshot. Cool.
I guess, yeah, yeah.
That puts Goma into logic. Not that that's super important. All 3 of our medallions are now in logic. Woo!
Yeah, I guess they're entirely in logic at this point between them.
Yeah. Alright, so yeah, Mr. Mario gonna head back up the trail into Goron City where he'll get his hookshot, and then off to SFM he'll go, well, after taking a dip into the crater to get that song. And then we're all supposing that he's gonna go to GTG after that. Just because it would probably be the strongest play for him. We'll see. We'll see. Curious where FMZ's head. Probably straight back adult. He ended up using 4 chews in here. He did not use the strength for the basement checks.
That's so many.
It's a little reckless, yeah.
I actually... So... The other thing earlier that came up with the items was like, oh, if you find magic at this point, like, you get value out of the dins and shadow and all of that, and it's like, they're not far away from crossing the desert.
Yeah, true.
They need magic and either long shot or hovers. It's like,
That's it,
yeah,
yep.
That's almost a little scary.
A little bit, yeah. MrMario picking up a scale in that bombable wall in the Death Mountain Trail that FMZ had to walk by since he didn't have explosives, unfortunately. So we're seeing quite a bit of difference here in the items these guys are collecting as a result of their different routes. Which might not impact things too much for now, because none of the items have been super impactful, at least the ones that have been missed by one party or another. Like the Dins isn't really going to be helpful yet, that FMZ has, and then that scale is not necessarily going to be super helpful yet. It could end up being, but...
Right. As it stands right now, like, I think the items that FMZ has that Mario doesn't, Mario's going to be on the way to.
Sure.
Except for potentially that Dins. So I think that's FMZ's potential big advantage right now. The flip side to that is Mario's explosives. The bomb bag is a very big deal, and more importantly, getting the bomb bag as early as Mario did has already paid off.
For sure, yeah. And that's, rain chest is nothing. Okay. So no Jabu Jabu dip. Looks like FMZ's going to be taking his chews up the river. That's cool. Some new checks up there. He'll be able to clear it out as well.
Always love to see the early river play.
Oh yes.
Does this count as early? Nearly an hour for river? I feel like it does, but like...
It's not late, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I think that was FMZ's 9th skull. He's not going... He's going kind of hard on skulls. Not like rushing them. Although, is he skipping beans? Oh, there's a boomerang. Okay. Is that Rito's letter bottle right there? Are we finding our Jabu kit?
Oh, wow.
Just sort of back to back, just on different runners' screens? It does look like it. I think that's
I think it is. I think you're right.
Oh, pick it up. No, doesn't matter. Nice.
Okay. Yeah, sure enough. So...
Well, there's that. If you're gonna find one of the two on your way up river to Domain, it's better to find the letter than it is to find the boomerang. So Fmzgun129's got that going for him, but this is just another bit of efficiency that Mr. Mario's gonna have over him, because he'll have his boomerang on that trip up river. Unless he uses the scale and skips going up the river.
Even then, he would do Domain into river, right? And then just get the letter at the bottom and be like, well, back up we go.
Yeah, exactly. It's very unlikely that Mr. Mario misses that for any lengthy period of time. Well, is it? It depends on what he finds if he ends up going GTG, I guess. Like, he could just get baited into a very long adult section and then end up missing the river for a long time. Not even close to dying.
Not even close. Not,
1 second
never
left.
at risk.
Not even close.
Yeah.
No.
Had time to grab the extra hearts to not die on the way out. Like,
This is very leisurely, relaxing walk into that hole. Gonna get the hint over there. Was that a Kokiri Forest way of the hero? Wow, thank you, game.
Beautiful. Wow.
Wowie. For probably just the Kokiri sword, but the irons were there too. We do have Foolish Water Temple and Stone Water Temple. So really the only thing those irons could be Way of the Hero for are the toilet and the icy waters checks, I believe.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah, I think. Beautiful.
Oh yeah, true, Tektite Grotto potentially.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That could be bizarre, but...
If whatever's in there locks the other scale, yep.
Yeah.
Where's our Frogs 2 hit? We already had that though, I think. So I think we've got all hints except, yeah, just missing one way of the hero and one sometimes hint at this point.
Have you seen a big Goron hint?
Yes.
Is that one? I'm guessing dead. Usually dead. Also worth noting that between the two here, well, they're only now missing 3 items to be done. Because they've kind of mixed up what they're getting between them, we've seen different things from different ones, but they're only missing Strength 2 Mirror Shield Hammer.
Yeah, true. Not even an hour in. Oh, and magic.
Oh, and magic. True.
Yeah, and 3 of our overworld Way of the Hero, or 3 of our Way of the Heroes are overworld Way of the Hero locations. You're supposed to have at least, or no, you're supposed to have 1 dungeon that's Way of the Hero, if any of the dungeons are Way of the Hero. The way the hint logic is set up. So, assuming at least one of the dungeons is Way of the Hero, our last Way of the Hero hint will be for that dungeon.
Which right now...
I think that's the case. Is there some... I think for foolish hints, like, sometimes you don't have any foolish dungeons, so you can't get the hint. Other times you just get 2 overworld checks, or 2 overworld locations as foolish anyway, even if none of them are. But it's based off of some weight. I don't know if that's true for Way of the Heroes also. I would assume so, but maybe not. I'll wait until we see our 4th Way of the Hero to worry about that more. As Fmzgun shows us a new check. Well, there's one of our.
Wow. Okay, so now it's free.
Yeah.
Good timing, perfect.
Very nice, very nice. Yeah, Mario opting not to do any of Forest Temple, which is probably the best plan for him if he ends up just going GTG here. I could see dipping Courtyard, just because Minuet's super late and the Courtyard can be quick and full of items. It only takes a few minutes to do.
I can see it. It's also a good place to warp out of. Like, you're gonna get stuck in the well at the end of it. It's a good place to just warp away when you're done.
And heading into Ganon's castle, so they'll get their Din's Fire there, and show us a couple new checks in the Spirit Trial as well. I guess Fmzgun's just going to be doing a bit of cleanup that Mr. Mario has already taken care of. I don't think we'll see anything new on his side for a little while.
Right, about the only thing that could come up for FMZ here is going into Goron City here. If he does the maze, pick up that boomerang will be interesting to see if he goes back towards the main somehow.
Yeah, he's only got 4 chews, so he would have to spend all 4 of them to do it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's probably not gonna happen. I don't think, unless you'd have to save Scum here, and then come back in and do it. It does seem a bit odd to me that Mr. Mario's doing Ganon's here over GTG or even Dipping Forest.
I think
like of the options,
valuable, but
I did not put this anywhere near the top. I mean, it was probably 3rd out of those 3 options that we just talked about.
I think a big part of it is the travel time as well, though. This is a very easy one to get to, and that's probably factored into the decision here, is Mario getting, so Ganon's versus Gerudo Training Grounds. Like, yeah, Ganon's right now is significantly worse, but it also takes you, 20 seconds to get to, as opposed to, 2 minutes.
Yeah, it's definitely less of a time investment if it ends up being unimportant. So I can see that playing into his decision here. And it will be nice to have Dims, I guess. Well, he's not likely to pick up the magic. It's the thing before going to GTG. Like, you don't want to do Adult River here at all when you have storms and you know you're going to need to do Jabu. So you know you probably are going to be in the river area as child. There's no reason to do it as adult at this point. So if he stays adult for a while, he'll probably miss it. But anyway, it might not matter. We'll see. He could also just be fishing for that strength upgrade before GTG is the other thing to consider. That's a good point.
Not to mention, yeah, there's like also the potential of something like long shot or hovers that pushes you that bit more towards that. If you're currently considering like, okay, I have multiple options, you know, Stone Forest was one that also came up earlier. If you're now considering like a couple of different options, finding something like hovers would push you far more towards the Garuda area, because then you can also cross to Spirit pretty much in logic. You know, if you find, I think if you found one of magic, long shot, or hovers, you're like, alright, I only need one more thing, that's good enough. And you go and find out what the song is.
Yeah, I can see that. We also have Ice Cavern available for FMZ.
That's
just saying.
Kinda gross.
Yeah, happy 1 hour mark, by the way. What an hour it's been. This is probably one of the more divergent races I've seen for the first hour of a race.
Yeah, without a doubt. They've done
ground.
wildly different plays.
They're starting to converge a bit, but I mean, that's only natural. You have to find progression in the same spots, so...
Right, for the number of items they have, this feels weirdly bottlenecked right now.
In terms of, like, available progression, yeah, there's not very much for each runner. Like, if they combined all of their items, they could do quite a bit more, but...
Right, I guess that's part of it, is, like, each of them is missing something important that the other one has access to. In Mario's case, the letter is, you know, Jabu and Ice Cavern.
Right.
And in FMZ's case, it's mostly those explosives,
For sure. And we're seeing some Epona checks here from Mr. Mario getting this first one done right away. The big pose. Does he? Okay, yeah, he did have an empty bottle from somewhere. I don't remember when they picked up an empty bottle, but they did.
They emptied the fish on the way out of the market, so... that at least.
There was a bottle in Spirit Trial. Oh, okay. I missed that. I was looking away. Thank you, chat, for covering my ass.
And no thank you for the puns.
Just some big money for a big Poe. It looks like FMZ did save Scum some of their chews back, because they just checked the boulder outside the market, and they're back down to 4. They were at 4 earlier. Oh yeah, that was in Child Gordon City, so that makes sense. Scumming chews in there.
Right, yep.
Oh, more chews! Hey!
Rewarded.
That's a nice find. How many? How many? Just a 5-pack, but it's nice. Okay.
Still good. Still good.
It's enough to sustain him for now.
Right, you did these 2 grottos and got +3 chews.
Yeah.
And a little bit of efficiency.
Yeah.
Is this gonna be the first? Yeah, we're seeing
Here he goes.
2 checks of shadow.
Stone Shadow. Hell yeah, FMZ. Yet more divergence. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. And I think he got up here with a save warp too. Or wait, did he play Nocturne? I didn't actually.
I played Nocturne, I think, yeah.
Dang. He would have gotten bonus points if he'd save quit to get up there.
As cool as it would be, there is absolutely no point in doing that at this point, with this stage.
Goomba, have you even played S4? GTG bad, what am I reading?
Fine, it's like 30%, like everything else.
Medallion dungeons. He can't do any medallion dungeons though. I think we all know Stone Shadow is the best play, behind Ice Cavern, which is far and away the number.
Oh, I was so close to agreeing with you for a second there, and it went horribly wrong.
It's okay, you don't have to like the best dungeon. It's okay.
I like the best dungeon. DC's great.
Oh no, the other best dungeon.
Jabu's also great.
No, the other, let me specify.
Oh,
The
Garen's is also
other
good.
best dungeon. Dang it. Talking about Forest Temple. Everyone's favorite.
Oh.
Stone Forest, too. Right, so nothing in the southern Hyrule field checks.
Right, and we are gonna see that gorilla area. I want to say finally, like, they've both had relevant things to do, I feel, but yeah, like, between the two of them, this has been the one thing that they've both had available for quite a while, with
Right,
a
yeah.
decent amount of value on the way through as well.
Yeah, and especially for FMZ, who doesn't have any explosives yet. Those Sphere Zero checks are just so powerful. And yeah, if you don't do Valley after Lon Lon in your opener, you typically don't do it until you go GTG. Which can
Right,
happen
right.
anywhere from an hour into, 3 hours or later even. So a cute little setup for Mr. Mario. Yeah, that's a big rupee down there.
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna ignore the waterfall for now. I'll probably get a save quit set up inside GTG before going to check that.
FMZ, on the other hand, gonna go pick up another medallion. We'll use up a couple of those bomb shoes on the way through, but
Yeah, I'm
it's
gonna have
required.
to use quite a bit of them, unfortunately. Especially if they go up to check the end of bridge chest they couldn't get in their first trip.
Yeah, it'll be 3 or 4 depending on that one.
Mr. Mario losing his patience. Does not want to wait for that pirate to cooperate and get in the corner like she should. Did I say pirate? I've been playing too much MMR recently. Gerudo. We're seeing the chew strat for the eyes from this side of the room, from FMZ from the upper section.
Cool, it's not one you see very often, but
Yeah, it's neato. Riding the elevator during the cutscene, that's just Chef's kiss.
Extra value. Perfect.
Looking like they're gonna save scum the checks here. Smart, smart. Alright, these are the last two hard-locked Epona checks in the game, so we'll see if that's our way the hero right here. Well, we'll not necessarily know, but let's see, let's see. Another big money.
Alright, nothing direct at least.
Yep, so if Epona's is the way of the hero, it's just for something that's across the bridge in this area in general. And if that's the case, it would have to lock Longshot. Or else it's Saria's song for Forest Temple access. And they need to do Stone Forest to beat Spirit Temple. That seems equally likely at this point, honestly.
Yeah, not amazing.
Well, maybe not equally, but it's becoming less and less unlikely, I guess.
Both are reasonable, but one is a little more reasonable than the other.
For sure. Alright, we're getting our GTG checks here, though. 2 keys right away. That's not very helpful. But we're going right side first. Which just makes sense when you got something.
So the awkward part is if you see something like hovers here, because then you're like, okay, I know this logically has to lock Longshot. What else does it lock and where? Or is it just for fire logic? Or crossing the desert or something?
Oof. Yeah, the logical implications are it's quite something to think about. Depends on what they find, where they find it. If they find anything at all. I didn't quite see what was on the ledge up here, but...
No, I didn't see it.
Another bomb bag!
Of course!
Okay, so FMZ will definitely get bailed if he comes here. Which I imagine he will.
And at that point, really the only difference here is going to be those 2 Jabu items. A letter on one side from River and the Rang on the other from Goron City.
Yeah, and that bomb bag is technically not bomb locked, yeah.
Nope. Yeah, you can get that with hookshot.
With just hookshot. And Song of Time, of course. Hookshot was you could get with the strength upgrade on Flink the Goron. Because the strength upgrade was just Sphere 0 on the Lost Bridge Scrub. Yeah. Yep, that's definitely not a bomb locked bomb bag, so. If we do end up seeing our Way of the Hero Village hint, it will not be for the bomb bag on chickens. And yeah, FMZ calling out the horse here. Probably going to be heading across the field towards the GTG area. Following in Mario's footsteps a bit.
Yeah. Can't imagine much else for, I guess FMZ has Ice Cavern. It's the other big option, but... the training grounds are just too good.
Yeah, they both have Forest Temple, of course, but who wants to do Stone Forest an hour into the game? Like, Sponge? But he's not playing. And there's the other magic! Okay.
So that's gonna be an interesting one, because if Mario doesn't find much else here, he might just assume Epona is for that. But FMZ will know that that's not the case. Which might pull FMZ back here later, if they find Strength 2.
Yeah, true. Has Mr. Mario not gone to the river domain? Nope, not yet.
FMZ might, yeah, FMZ might think it's the bomb bag. Jeez.
What are the odds Mario treks out to Spirit if he doesn't find FW here? That's a tough call. If you don't find anything here, then... I mean...
I want to say it's fairly low.
It's just for one song.
just the song. Yeah, like, no FW, no Strength 2, no Requiem is really awful for that. Obviously, if it's vanilla Requiem, then yeah, sure, it'll feel kind of bad later, but the odds of that are kind of low right now.
What are the odds right now? We know where Minuet
1 in
is.
3?
We know the OT song.
Yeah. And then we still
There's
have Ice
3
Cavern,
unknown
Burn
songs,
Cat,
and then the Desert
the
Colossus
desert.
check, so...
And they have to be Bolero, Requiem, and Suns between them.
Right. That's a risky play to cross, hoping for vanilla Requiem at that point, for sure. Especially without the means to actually do any of the checks in Spirit. If he finds a Strength 2 in here, then crossing becomes more likely, I think.
Right, yeah. Strength 2 for us. Definitely value that a little higher, but I guess it depends. In FMZ shoes in particular, I think it becomes a little more viable, because your next play might just be to go to Ice Cavern anyway, at which point you're looking at a 2 in 3.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's incredibly unlikely that Spirit locks Requiem.
Yeah, generally speaking, it's super unlikely just because any key on the child side, those first 2 checks will make it so Requiem can't be locked by beating the dungeon. Not impossible, but just more likely. Alright, so FMZ gonna be breathing a sigh of relief in the next minute here. He'll be picking up his bomb bag in the next room, stretching out the 15 shoes that he found pretty effectively. Lost some time, but yeah, he got great value out of them, for sure. He did lose some time in terms of just the efficiency of doing checks and save scumming here and there, compared to Mr. Mario, who had that bomb bag right away. But ultimately, I wouldn't say he lost too much time. In fact, he may still have gained time if he ends up not ever doing chickens. Like, I really don't think he's been hampered by explosives, the more I think about it.
No, not really. I guess Goron City would be the big one.
Yeah, and having to double dip DC actually is a decent amount of extra time sink. So
the
maybe
scale,
maybe
the
it is a
scale
bit
is
of a
pretty
wash.
big as well. Yeah.
Scale could be big, yeah, especially since he has to go back up to the domain area. He didn't have a boomerang when he went up the first time, or furores, so that scale would definitely come in handy for him. And yeah, Mr. Mario opting to skip the toilet, looked like.
I think that makes sense at this point. There's so much you don't know about in terms of keys. You know the central chest is dead, and
right,
like,
it's not that slow of a check. It's pretty slow, but it's not that slow of a check.
The only thing pointing you to it at this stage would be Kakiri Forest, which also had the Kakiri sword. So you're just like,
right. That's a fulfilled hint already. Like,
yeah,
you don't really need to worry too much about that. And we are seeing him cross, by the way. So he'll be getting 1 song and 1 check over here. That's about it. Well, 2 checks rather with the Wasteland and the Colossus Fairy. Can ground jump over the gate. Yep, it's actually pretty nice in Season 4. It can be a problem to ground jump over the gate in Season 3, or in any setting without entrance random, like spawn point random. Because then if you want to reverse later, the gate will be closed and you can't open it. But, like I said, not a problem with these settings because of the guard that's placed on the other side of the gate. If they end up needing to reverse later, they'll be fine.
FMZ there was collecting the rupees and accidentally took a trip into the void.
Yeah, it's a whoops.
That's a pretty big time loss, actually. You know.
Quite unfortunate.
Normally, like, execution mistakes will happen. Like, even the best runners will make mistakes on occasion, but...
Voiding out in a silver rupee room is not a mistake you generally want to make, yeah.
Yeah, the question is less, you know, oh, do they make mistakes, and more, how costly are the mistakes they make? And that one was pretty big.
Yeah. as far as quote-unquote minor mistakes go, like little accidents, the consequence of that one was pretty large. But it is still early. Nothing's even close to decided yet. Here's our second of the 2 Cross the Wasteland checks. Is FMZ a keyboard warrior? Yes, he is. The only one in the top 32, in fact. I don't know how he does it. I've played this game on keyboard before. It is tough, to say the least. I couldn't even do a lot of the aiming minigames. And our song is Vanilla Requiem.
Amazing.
That's what you want to see, for sure, for Mr. Mario. That is time not wasted. There's pretty good odds that this was Requiem here. Especially for him, since he doesn't have Ruto's letter. For all he knows,
Right.
Ruto's letter is just in here in Spirit Temple, so... it was extra likely for him.
Yeah, on the one hand, I was saying for FMZ it was a little bit better because it was like, oh, you know you're going to pick up 2 of the songs. But in Mario's shoes, it's, you know you can't pick up 2 of the songs. This is the only one available, so it becomes that much more likely to be the good one. I'm running low on options at this stage.
Right, yeah.
We did see a second Goron City hint there, so still missing that 4th hint.
Now we've got 2 copies of Goron City, maybe 2 copies of Sacred Forest Meadow, I think.
Yeah. I think only the one Kakiri, but...
Yep. Perfect, thank you, Star. FMZ heading into the maze, gonna get their double magic. It's always nice to have double magic, but he'll probably be a little disappointed, I guess. That magic from his early domain play not really impacting anything. The hour and 20-minute Sphere Zero slingshot game in the market. Impressive.
I feel like for Season 4 it's normally ended up the other way around, where Richard is the one that you leave behind until super late.
It is generally one or the other, but usually 90% of the time it's Richard that's getting left behind, yeah.
Is Mario gonna go off and check this hint?
I hope so. If you're here to get the skull, you might as well get the hint. Hopefully he should know that it's foolish, so he won't go check the fairy, but... There's our other big Goron hint. Okay. Just getting the one. It's okay.
Yeah, not seeing much here, are we?
We're off to Child Spirit.
So FMZ's also going to cross, and then I guess the question becomes, do you do Child Spirit or do you do Ice Captain? I feel like Child Spirit's probably higher value, but...
Probably... Yeah, I don't know.
Like, Ice Captain, the song is so bad.
You know it's either, Bolero or Sun Song? Neither of those are, at this stage, helpful. Like, Bolero will save you some time actually getting back to Fire Temple, which they'll need to do. Sun Song, you don't really need the utility of it, so it's basically just good for the one check, which means it's probably going to be worthless, because that one check is probably not going to be anything important.
Yeah, I think Spirit as well, when you don't have access to Strength 2, like, climbing through Spirit as Child becomes such a high value play.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, more so when it's a medallion and you might just, have a boss key on Child's side.
And we'll see in short order here as Mr. Mario shows us that first check. And there's a key, so yeah.
Climb continues. Not strength 2, not a boss key. You know, the two that you probably want to see the most, but...
Yeah, lens is definitely logically required at this point.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, we had to cross to get Requiem, and you need Requiem to get at least one of the keys, and you need all of the keys to logically beat the dungeon, so...
Yeah, Mario climbing up here makes perfect sense. In part because Child Spirit is actually a really strong play. I feel like it's one that gets ignored a little more than it should. But also because, what else is he gonna do?
Cool strats. Cool strat.
Alright.
Oh?
That looked good!
Yeah.
That was good!
Very nicely done, Mr. Mario.
Good old Raichu strat.
You love to see it. There's that boss key we were talking about.
So we got 2 keys so far. We do know that magic and fire are both available though, so... Yeah, like, a lot of this is in logic, and...
Yeah.
No long shot does mean that the right hand, for now, is out of logic, but it will probably be in very early.
Yeah, we'll see.
Or it'll be a key and long shot will be required for spirit. Those are the options.
Yeah, I mean, we might be required to have long shot just across the wasteland to even get here,
True, yeah.
depending on where those hovers end up.
There's kind of an interesting thought right now, is like, they're both going out of logic for this. How far do you follow it knowing it's long shot or hovers to bring it back into logic?
Because it depends on which one. Well, you don't really need either, right? We've got stone
Yeah,
water
they're-
and stone shadow.
They're both awkwardly bad things to find, but they're still things to find at this point, and hovers in particular could be pretty good.
I think hovers would be a much more welcome find than long shot. Although long shot does have some logical implications with that Sacred Forest meta way of the hero.
Also, we still don't know anything about the keys in Spirit because we haven't seen adult side. The third key could still be the first in the first 2 adult checks. So we don't know anything about the key logic yet.
Yeah.
I think right now 2 of their 3 are in logic. One was in the child climb.
Yeah, we had one child climb, one just child side.
Right, so the one in child side puts the one in child climb in. So we need a third to put adult climb and the lobby in. And then...
Right, so there should be a
forth.
third one
Yeah, at least one on adult, but then who knows past that. Alright, FMZ heading up to Goron City, so we are gonna see that boomerang. Mario, nothing in Spirit. FMZ is... Okay, I guess the bright side for Mario... Yeah, and the good side for Mario here is that, like, FMZ is probably going to do Child Spirit because he's getting the boomerang now. He's going to pick up this boomerang, want to go Child and do Jabu, and while he's Child, he's probably going to play Requiem and do Spirit.
Yeah, you definitely want to combo those two together.
Especially given how slow it can be getting out of Zora Fountain. Like, that's a great thing to do. Get your save quit over to Lost Woods, go from there to Jabu, and then from Fountain, you just save quit out, Requiem, Requiem out, and then from there you can Prelude later, and it kind of chains everything neatly together.
We'll see. What are you gonna do, FMZ? It's racking his brain right now. Mr. Mario confirming the light arrows are in the graveyard box. We did not have faulty vision today. So wait, is he still going Ice Cavern? He might just still be going Ice Cavern. Okay, cool. I'm always okay with this kind of play. Yeah, definitely Ice over Forest here.
I think of how fire arrows would be required right now, and it would have to be something like hammer that locks,
The
like
long
hammer or
shot,
shadow
yeah.
trial second, that then locks long shot. Yeah,
Yeah.
because if it was just long shot, like, great, you don't need that, and it doesn't lock anything.
Hey,
We have Shoot the Sun hinted dead,
it's
and we
hinted
have-
dead, and Water Temple's
Yeah.
foolish, yeah. And we've got opponents. Like long shot is the least useful thing in the game right now. I'd rather find a piece of heart than find the long shot. Okay, we're gonna see a Skull Mask check here. FMZ did do Frogs in the Rain, yep. He cleared all of Child River. Or all of the river, I guess. So I guess we'll get 2 new checks here in the Lost Woods. We'll get the Slingshot Target and Skull Mask. Meanwhile, FMZ showing us some new checks here in the Fountain.
I missed what that hint said, but
Yep, same. Mr. Mario ruining his lovely 10 heart aesthetic, picking up an 11th.
the heart difference is pretty spectacular, actually. 11 to 7.
I don't think we did, Riley. I don't think we saw that. I don't recall
No,
either
Mario
of
never
them
jumped
going like
down,
that.
and yeah, FMZ. Did FMZ even check the crate?
I don't recall seeing him do that, but that's possible he did and I missed it. Alright, baby scrubs. Show us the money. No money today. I get about 4 pixels on FMZ's screen right now, so I'm not at all sure what was at the
No.
bottom of the lake, but he didn't go for it, so it's gotta not be that important.
Yeah, left at least. No idea what it was. I saw a bit of a blur, so who knows?
Who knows indeed. Hopefully FMZ knows. Okay, yep, Mr. Mario heading down the river now. He'll pick up his Ruto's letter. Very nice for him.
And immediately backtrack, I assume.
Yep, head right back up the river to turn that in and go beat Jabu. We'll finally get our 4th medallion. Had a bit of a drought here.
It's weird that even while this has been, you know, kind of bottlenecked and they're kind of running out of options, they've still had that real divergence between them. Like, they're still on completely different different paths right now, as kind of, I guess, emphasized by now they've both followed the letter, but one's following it to Jabu as child and one's here as adult. again, that kind of split of the Zora Fountain area.
Yeah, that earlier divergence left one of them with the boomerang and the other without when they first made it into Zora Domain, so that naturally has transformed into this divergence that we have here. Ice Cavern versus Jabu.
Kind of cool, because I
love
guess it goes to show really how much that, like, early routing really matters as well. I think it's one of the things that kind of emphasizes just how important it is to have a game plan in mind going in, because, yeah, the tiniest thing can just swing an entire race, and this one really just escalated from that opening path of, do you go straight to Deku Tree and Sacred Forest Meadow, or do you do Lon first? Like, Mario doing Cack and bottom of the well, and it just kind of kept going from there.
Yep. Yeah, the Ice Keys are not playing friendly with FMZ, unfortunately for him. When did they ever play friendly, though? These guys are jerks.
Right, Mario grabbing this item from here. This is the fastest way to do this. You grab the chicken and... oh. I've said this twice on comms in the last week, and both times the rudder has gone down to the lower section instead. You can jump over to the right and land on the fence.
Yep. And then you don't have to do that little awkward jump again.
There's the fastest way to get that check if you know you're going to get the grotto and the hint as well.
Alright, FMZ making it out of the map room. Had a bit of a time in.
I gotta be honest, like, I find Ice Cavern bad enough on controller, and I'd imagine I'd find keyboard bad enough as it is. The two together sounds like an absolute nightmare.
Yeah, legit. Little bit. So, not really finding much up here just yet. It's, what, 1, 2 checks plus King Zora and the song remain?
Yeah? Get these ones here. I didn't see what the freestanding was, but I'm assuming...
Freestanding is nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, just the... I guess... 2
Running
checks plus the song now.
Yeah.
So that's an interesting point, right? We still don't know what Saria's or Epona's was for.
Yeah, that is as of yet unconfirmed, yeah. It's seeming likely that it was for crossing the wasteland, since we know that is required. It
Right.
just has to lock long shot, and that fulfills the Epona way of the hero.
Right, Epona's to cross, then hovers to cross the wasteland, so that you can get your Requiem to get Minuet. Yeah.
I mean, at this point, I think that's all it can be, I guess, right? Or I guess an item in Forest Temple that lets them...
Right, that's the other big thing is,
yeah.
It does kind of stress that Forest is a play there. Like,
Yeah.
Forest becomes a little more valuable when you don't have that resolved. The issue
Absolutely, yeah.
being, if it's the hovers, you don't really care, and then that explains most of it.
Yeah, I guess it could be the hovers, huh? Yeah, you're right.
I guess
That would be a bit of... because then Epona's would be way the hero also. As well as Saria's to get into the temple.
yeah.
That would just
I
be
guess
funny.
hovers in Forest would actually be really good.
It would give you a lot of information, for sure.
And Shadow becomes available.
But how useful would that information be?
I think it's more the number of checks. Shadow right now would be like
That's a
twice
lot.
as many checks as they currently have. Like
Yeah.
more.
It's definitely the densest area right now. Not that they can check it. But
I didn't see that one earlier on FMZ's side, but that hint was SFM, so was it double?
which hint? Stone.
That was the
right
one
outside
next to
Jabu.
Jabu. Yeah.
There was another
I don't know if
SFM
FMZ did it.
at
It was another
Medigoron,
SFM.
and then
and
at
there was
Colossus.
one-
Yep, that's the third one. So sorry,
So
this
it
was
is
way the
both
hero
of
to
them.
get Epona's, which probably means that it locks Spirit Temple completion. I would
Right.
assume. And
So
or
that
long
would-
shot. Okay.
That suggests long shot in spirit. And
Yeah,
that
in or locked by.
suggests... I guess it doesn't suggest anything in forest.
It
would
doesn't
suggest...
have to. It could be
Yeah.
Mirror Shield in there or a Strength upgrade. Could be.
Right. But it does make it so that, yeah, forest is now most of your checks in the game.
Gotta love having double Sacred Forest meta way of the hero, with one of them being your access to the other Sacred Forest meta song.
Always great. Okay, FMZ hadn't read it until just then, so...
He should. Well, did he check Medigoron or did Mr. Mario check Medigoron? Okay. I think it would have been Mr. Mario if anyone, because FMZ did not have enough explosives to make a Medigoron hit check worth it. So FMZ probably isn't aware of the double way of the hero just yet, but
Right, yeah.
it's not that important information, to be honest, since either way it's unfulfilled.
And at this point it almost feels like you've got to play to just... If you're following one, you're following both anyway.
Right, like we know one of them is Saria's, we know the other's Epona. There's only one other check-in Sacred Forest Meadow, it was a grotto. There's just nothing in there, so...
Right. And Saria's would just lead to forest and Epona's. So it's like...
Yep.
If you're following the Saria's way of the hero, you kind of end up following the Epona's one anyway, because one leads to the other.
It's the only thing it leads to. We've already checked all the other Saria checks, yeah. Well, I guess
And the
still
rest of
that
forest.
stone forest that's
Yeah.
looming in our heads forever after.
Which FMZ might be going to here.
It does look like he is, honestly, yeah. I like this play.
I think it's a lot of value right now.
I'm a fan of this. It could backfire horribly, don't get me wrong, but I think it's a solid play. He's reading the logic well, if he's doing this. Walks by the two grottos. I believe he save-scummed checking these earlier as child. Which is why they still look unchecked.
That's about right, yeah. So yeah, again, even though there is that thing of, you know, you've got progression, go do your progression kind of thing. If Mario finds, I don't know, strength 2 or hammer in Jabu, then it's going to feel really bad for FMZ. But on the other hand,
Yeah.
the logic is definitely pointing you towards forest. So this is...
Yeah, and we've got
A
one
really-
of the 4 Jabu checks hinted dead already, so it's just 3 items for that progression trip.
So it's kind of weird that, like, this is one of those situations where I feel like most people would say it's always like, oh, it just writes itself. You just do your progression and then you follow the logic afterwards because they could still be bait. But actually, this ends up being a really interesting divergence in this scenario because of how low value Jabu is and because of how high value forest and everything behind and around forest is.
Yeah. And I imagine I'm very curious what Mr. Mario is going to do after Jabu, because he's got the choice to make still of, do you go into Stone Forest or not? Well, I guess, what does he even have to do after this? He could go Ice, but there's no real reason for him to do Ice.
Yeah, it's kind of a difficult one.
I don't think we've seen a Fire dip from any of the runners, but...
No.
Oh yeah, and we were talking about this before. We don't have any Way of the Hero hints pointing to dungeons.
Right, that's
And
true,
I'm-
that's true.
I'm still not 100% clear what that means logically. If that means there are no Way of the Hero dungeons, or if we just got like the random 10% chance that the hint generator has to not give any dungeon away the hero hints, even though there are way hero dungeons.
I guess
if there's a hint logic expert.
Today, his lens is recorded. Strength check! Okay.
Forest is paying out. There we go. What I was about to say was, obviously, the other thing here is like, what overworld checks do they even have left? If it's not in a dungeon, what could it be?
Yeah, I've seen the first check of fire. There's that.
Right, but in terms of, I was saying like, if it's the dungeons, if we're saying like, oh, the dungeons aren't gonna show up, like, they kind of had to at this stage. There's basically no overworld left. I guess lake. We have adult lake, and we have the whole of lake actually. I don't think we saw even child fishing. So we have lake. We have the fortress rooftop. Is that it? Like, as far as overworld goes, there's really not much.
Very, very wonderful.
Yeah, I don't think we saw that.
Yeah.
Now that we've got silvers, we can do the left maze in Goron City.
Yeah. Now that opens up a decent amount as well. Like that, definitely. Again, you've got firstly the spirit side of things. You've got the Gerudo training ground, strength 2 room, which not the most valuable right now, but a little more than it usually would be, thanks to the opponents.
So if you're FMZ, do you keep going after the courtyard?
I don't think so. I think
It's a big time commitment.
Yeah, I think you leave from the well.
The wallet. Man, they're probably really kicking themselves for not dipping this when they got the song.
Actually, yeah, one thing that's interesting to note is, obviously, like, the metagame calls almost always seem to backfire on people, but it is very easy to metagame yourself out in this situation, because you're like, I should have done this earlier, and my opponent probably did this earlier. Obviously, we know Mario didn't, but at the time, like, you know, it was definitely a reasonable call for any of them to do it or skip it at that point, so...
Absolutely. And we do see Fmzgun dipping after finishing the courtyard. That's the best play, statistically.
Walking out from the well.
Yep.
The slowest thing to get away from in the forest, without a doubt. And yeah, Spirit's just so many checks. Interestingly, FMZ...
Gone Cannon. I don't think they've gone Child since they crossed the wasteland. They might be locked out right away. No, we actually determined they won't be, based off of what we saw from MrMario. But Fmzgun don't know that yet. The eye drops. Wow, thanks.
So there is you can still do the equivalent. Oh well, no, you can't.
That would be a pretty good play, Datsu, yeah. Having a save quit location in forest.
You can effectively frog walk with the eye drops, right?
No, you need it to be the frog.
If you talk to the guy in the lab while holding it, does it do the same thing the King Zora one does? Where it starts the timer?
Oh. Yeah, actually, I don't know. I don't think so. I'm pretty sure it's only King Zora that does that. But I could be wrong.
I can't say I've ever tried it because it's...
Yeah, I don't think I have.
Why would, most of the time you don't want to.
I'm pretty sure you need the actual frog, though. And yes, our read on Spirit Key Logic was not bad today. We called it. There was a key here.
Yeah. And yeah, from this point on then, the two keys can be pretty much anywhere. Like, one of them has to be before the next key door, but that is like 4 checks away.
Yeah, we got the 2 in this room up here, and then 2 more in the main room. Before we hit another locked door. Alright, Mr. Mario, where to? He's walking out instead of warping, so probably gonna take the shortcut into Lake. Get those checks
Yeah.
done.
More new content for us to see.
Yeah, new checks. I'll take it.
It's an interesting one as well because with Eponas and knowing that Lake is so far out of the way, getting the Scarecrow set up here, doing Adult Lake, and then potentially coming back later for the Gerudo Fortress roof when you presumably have Strength 2 and can do the rest of GTG at the same time, definitely becomes a lot
Makes it a bit
more
better.
valuable, yeah.
Yep. Is there a crazy way fire arrows could still be hard required? Yes. That is still a possibility. Until we find long shot, that would kill the possibility. Or the rest of our go mode items. Yep. Speaking
Right on
of,
cue. Right on cue. Yeah.
uh,
There's no way the fire arrows can be
okay,
required.
the fire arrows are not required. Sorry. We were talking about it, long shot being just in here in Spirit
Yeah.
Temple. Like, that's something we'd sort of worked out from the Epona's way of the hero logic.
Yeah, the Sirens and Opponents, which does mean hovers are somewhere presumably kind of early. I was really half expecting to see them on Mario's side there and then.
Oh, that would have been too good.
So yeah.
So with Longshot here in Spirit, we need the hovers to cross the wasteland logically to get them. So wherever hovers are, they have to be somewhere before that.
Mm-hmm.
They could be
So,
in
yeah.
GTG, locked by Strength 2.
Strength 2 and GTG, the rest of Forest is an option, Adult Lake is an option. We still got the Gerudo Valley Waterfall as an option.
That waterfall. That's scary if you're either of these runners. I don't know about you, I'm always nervous leaving Sphere Zero checks behind 2 hours into a seed. Although I guess with the items these guys are missing, it's not as big of a worry.
All those awkward ones where, yeah, when you get a lot early, you feel a little less bad about it, but then as it goes on and you get more and more bottlenecks, you're like, what if my opponent did it?
Yeah, that's the thing, you never know. Where are you going, Mr. Mario? Do you have 20 skulls that you're gonna show us? Oh, he does. The winner heart piece. Very nice, very nice. It is decided. Mr. Mario is the winner. Pack it up, guys. And they're going back up the trail. This could be, if it's a forest temple or an ice cavern play, whatever it is, I think.
Right, no Bolero, so Forest, yeah, like, that's your best way to either of those.
It could be a fire temple dip, it seems unlikely, but it could be.
I feel like Forest is the most likely of the three.
It's gotta be forest or ice. I think if he's reading the logic, he'll go forest. If he's feeling a bit gambly, he'll go ice. That's my 2 cents.
Mario stops side hopping down hills. He does it all the time, and it's
the airtime, though.
Oh, it's so slow. It's so slow.
Just backlog, my dude. Yep, going forest. Okay. That's good news for Mr. Mario. Ice Cavern is a big fat waste of time. Yeah, it didn't get FMZ any items. It got him Bolero, which will save him a bit of overworld movement, but not enough to be worth the investment of having gone there and done all the checks, so...
Yeah. I missed something on FMZ's side there. He just... I just looked back to see him walking out, and I was like, oh, walking out of Spirit. I didn't see where in Spirit. And then I saw... Requiem?
He long shotted across to the right side. I guess I didn't see what he did after that.
I guess open the sunblock chest and then
Did he
left
even-
from there.
Did he have the key to open it even? He might have had to save, but he doesn't have any keys right now.
Has to go and get the one on this hand, yeah.
Yeah, he won't be locked out of climbing all the way, just because we know that only one key is on the child side, and he won't need it.
Right, there has to be one basically here now, I think, yeah.
Maybe he's preserving a save quit by warping out, like Dotso suggested, perhaps? I don't know.
I don't think so. I don't remember seeing it at least.
I think... I don't know why he would have warped, but yeah.
I think he got to the iron knuckle, realized he didn't have the key, and went, oh, I have to...
I have to go around the long way, yeah.
Decided at that point it was faster to save quit.
Yeah, and unfortunately for him, he's not even going to get a key here.
He's left it behind. He set it up so that if he goes backwards from here, he's going to get the chest on the hand and then be able to go up from there. So he will get the one on that hand.
Yeah, he'll be
I'm
fine.
pretty sure at this point that has to be the fourth key. I'm pretty certain.
I believe you are correct, yes.
Alright, so Mario grabs the strength 2. We'll see. He's
Failing
straight
immediately,
out.
okay.
Straight out of there. Fmz just played Requiem again.
He didn't want to push the blocks, I guess. Oh, changing his mind. Not going to opt to climb the double moving walls. So he's leaving one check behind.
So
Maybe he forgot about the key? I don't know what happened there.
He didn't open that hand, but he does. So that was one check, and he's 2 keys away from being able to advance logically. So, in theory, he should know that, yeah, there is 100% a key on... Actually, no, wait.
He might think there's 2 on child's side. He doesn't necessarily know there aren't, right?
He knows that there has to be at least one. 100%.
Right. He should know that, at least, yeah. Well, it does... Because he didn't check the hand in the main room. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not up to date on my spirit key logic, I'll tell you that much. But he did go child right away, so we'll see him do child spirit, if nothing else. He's just got to do a couple checks here in the market.
We are going to see Lens Game on the way, which is another new overworld.
Yeah, that is true. So mirror, shield, and hammer. Oh, okay. FMZ's so far he's gotten my guess pattern. I always go LR, L, R, L.
That was 6.
That was 6, sorry. L, R, L, R, R.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone's still in after that.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Nope, everyone's out. I didn't say mine, but my one was wrong there as well.
We're all losers today. Alright, time for Jabu for FMZgun here. Makes sense. Progression dungeon, gotta do it. I imagine they will do Child Spirit after. Hopefully
Yeah,
for their
makes
sake.
sense.
That'll...
We mentioned it
not
a while
necessary.
earlier, but you do chain the two quite nicely together here.
It is unfortunately skippable as far as completing the game is concerned, but he doesn't know that, so it makes sense for him to do. Mr. Mario are going to be picking up their own long shot here.
So, just to confirm, this should be a key.
Yeah, that's the key. Right, and then the other ZL locked chest in here was the long shot.
So, FMZ, I didn't see FMZ's spirit. I missed a bit of that, seeing Mr. Mario going over to Forest at the time. I'm gonna guess he did all the checks near the Four Amos, and didn't get the other key. So I think it has to be Mirror Shield locked in the near the Four Amos chest.
I believe so, yeah. That's the last one. Wait.
I am gonna have to quickly step away for a second. We'll be back in a minute.
No worries. Curious if Mr. Mario is gonna end up climbing all the way to the top. He'll have the keys to do it. And it'll just be one check is the thing, so it's kinda up in the air whether or not it's worth, but with Longshot it's really easy to do that room. I personally think I would go for it. You never know, you might just find Mirror Shield right up in there. Of course, if it locks one of the keys, then you won't find Mirror Shield up in there, but you could find Hammer. Or even, like, Feror's Wind or something, like... Or you could just waste your time, who knows? On average, checks are a waste of time, so... Don't do any checks, forehead. Yeah, we've reached the unfortunate lull in the late game as our runners are just kind of covering the things that each other have done. There's no new checks for a little bit here. Oh, I spoke too soon. Mr. Mario's doing the climb for us. Haha, thank you. What's the worst place Hammer could be now? Vanilla is a very good answer. Bongo is a good one as well, for sure. Even Phantom Ganon would be kind of unchill. Oh, happy 2 hours! Alright, Mr. Mario, you gonna get paid out? What you got, what you got? The last bomb bag! And he's scumming it away.
Alrighty.
That bomb bag should be bomb locked. That's about all you missed, by the way. I don't know if you happened to see it as you got back, but the boss key chest that Mr. Mario bailed on, or excuse me, that FMZ bailed on in Spirit Temple, as our last bomb bag.
Right, yep, no, that one.
Oh, Mr. Mario save scummed the entirety of his Spirit Temple dip. He's back in Forest now.
That's...
He's save scummed everything. That's a cool play.
Yeah,
it's cool.
That's a cool play.
He'll have to reacquire the keys.
Right. I don't know if it's a good one, but it's a cool one.
If Forest Temple has another item, then it ends up being a good play. Like it'll save him time. It's a very interesting play. I'm about it though. I like plays like that. He'd only done the 2 checks in here, which... What are you doing? Okay, he's just getting the skull. I was gonna say, you just did this. You got your silvers here. He's... No, Mr. Mario! Okay, he's gonna... Wait. Oh, he save scummed the silvers away too?
That?
Oh my god, he save scummed the silvers too.
He walked as soon as he walked out.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Whoops. So maybe that's all... Wow. Okay. I like to play a little bit less now. If he had saved after, though, then it would have been even cooler. It's just a bit of an extra time waste. It's fine, it's fine. He tried to get too cute. I mean, it was pretty fucking cute. did save him a ton of overworld movement, though, considering he has no Minuet and no Bolero. So coming back here otherwise is super duper slow. Yeah, the long save gun strats are definitely riskier when you play on VC. I don't know how many VC crashes we've seen this tournament in the bracket stage. Have we seen? We've got to have seen at least one at this point, right?
I feel like the only big FPA call I remember was actually an emulator player where their computer crashed.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I've missed a couple of matches here and there, but yeah, that's surprising.
Yeah,
Okay.
a couple of.
Guess FMZ forgot about the hint for that chest. Oops.
Oh. Or didn't see it. I
Or
can't
didn't see
remember
it.
where. I don't know where that one was now.
It might have been in this strange spot.
Yeah. It was kind of out the way, I'm just trying to remember. Oh, was it the one near the castle? No, it wasn't.
Oh wait, no, that was the Medigoran hit. I had some mixed up earlier. Yeah, that was Medigoran.
That makes sense. So yeah, that makes a bit more sense that FMZ wouldn't have seen that. Although honestly, the time it takes to do the room, yeah, not that much more than it takes to check the Medigoran hint.
Yeah, a bit of a wash, honestly. In terms of which runner saved time from that circumstance. Why is Mr. Mario still getting skulls? Does he have more than 20? He should be at or near 20.
He
Hasn't seen the 40 skull.
He's turned in 20.
Yeah, right. He definitely turned in 20, so he must either not have seen one of the skull hints.
So the only thing I can think is he safe scummed his long shot.
Sure, but you can go get that real
Can't
quick.
be, yeah, it can't
A lot
be for
faster,
that, right?
a lot faster than
Like,
getting 30 more skulls for your,
yeah, it
for your
can't be
fire.
that.
Should have all the
Maybe,
skull
but
hints.
no.
We had 30 and 50 at Temple of Time, and then
Yeah.
the 40 skull hint was just in Sacred Forest Meadow, I think.
Randobot crashed.
Oh no, Randobot.
I believe chat can still hear us, but your icons are no longer light up because the bot is currently.
Haha, they'll never know who's talking.
We're both just talking relentlessly, apparently. That's it, we've not stopped. Which actually
Couldn't
might
keep
be
up.
kind of
back
accurate.
in here, but the bot's just the bot is not going to. And Trez is currently
Me and Namaha obviously sound so similar. I don't know how you'd
Very
ever tell us
same.
apart.
No, just letting chat know that the bot's worked.
Yes.
Did anyone shoot the sun yet? The hint stone did earlier. Yeah. And wait, okay, never mind. There was a key on the Forest Floor Master. I got excited thinking it might be hovers locked, but it looks like he picked up a key in the block push area. Mr. Mario. We were very close to that being logically required to hover over to that Floor Master.
That would be really interesting to get now because, again, there's not a lot of places that the hovers could even be.
Hey, Mo Soda.
So what do we have here? We're gonna see the rest of Forest. We're gonna see, presumably, the rest of Lake Hylia.
We've got him eventually, right?
And... Huh?
Man, all these runners doing box skip and Jabu nowadays.
It's...
And pulling it off successfully makes me sick.
It is a lot easier than that looks, honestly. I'm a big fan of that one. I'm a big fan of Jabu in general because it has lots of tricks that are like pretty fun and like simple to learn, but also like not costly if you don't. Like there's nothing essential. There's lots of tiny time saves, and that to me is like the best thing because it's like it's beginner friendly, but it has that advanced stuff for like the people who've been around.
Yeah, I do like that very much about Jabu. But box skip in general is just... It's one of those tricks that I want to learn, but I mean I have learned it. I'm not consistent enough with it to ever want to go for it in a race, you know? It's one because you miss it once, maybe twice. I don't know what the exact breakdown is, but even missing it twice means you've lost time compared to just getting the box.
Yeah, I think it's like somewhere between 2 and 3. I got very consistent at it within the first couple of attempts, which usually works out saving time. Occasionally is like maybe a little bit slower or whatever.
You look cool. How cool do you look when you miss it 5 times in a row, bonking into the switch over and over though, Sponge? How cool do you look, really?
My favorite thing for Jabu is always the like swag strap big octo where you...
Oh yeah, the backflip.
That's
you mean after
new...
okay.
Oh
my god!
There we go! Had to be something, I guess. We were so low on like, options that...
Yeah, that's...
Yeah?
That save scum paying off.
I mean, that one's still up for debate.
I don't think it is.
The save scum might not have paid off. Going to Forest did, but I don't know if save putting all the spirit away was better than walking to Forest.
I think, given the lack of Minuet and Bolero, it saved him time.
Okay.
As long as he remembered where the keys are in Spirit. And yeah, I'm with you, Sponge. Stone Forest, you gotta full clear it.
I'm muting myself again. Bot is back. Let's take the cover. I can hear the video bot 3 crash too. A bit with the fun feast. And the other thing that more importantly is it looks like we are just up to a mirror shield for Elmo. So
You know what that means.
time for a match! So where do you think is that mirror shield is?
So...
Pretty much anywhere to stop the ruin.
Yep, to give a bit of a rundown, Water Temple Foolish, so don't go betting Dark Link today. Otherwise, we have... Fire.
Apologies, I forgot to move my headset mic down because it was up in the idle position. Oops. That would be why I'm quiet.
Yeah, our big options are everything hammer-locked, firstly. But then we also have everything potentially hover-locked because, well, hovers could be available and it could just be off in shadow. It could be parts of Ganon's castle. We have all of Strength 3 available. So...
Hovers have to be available because of where Longshot was. Hovers, they're running out of places for them to be.
Hovers have to be available, not necessarily on the way to Mirror Shield, but yeah.
GTG had nothing that was hard required. It had a bomb egg and a magic, neither of which were actually required.
We do have parts of GTG open. We haven't seen the Strength 2 room there. We haven't seen the toilet there, so there's some options with that. Those are kind of, I think, the biggest options, and there's little bits of scattered overworld. We haven't seen Adult Lake Hydia. We haven't seen the Gerudo Valley Waterfall yet.
Is that it for Overworld?
Maybe.
Yeah, right about. Alright, forgot. Alright, going to take. Okay, now I'm gonna open. Okay, so yeah, gonna open up that now, and let's see, where is this? And I'm gonna bet Bongo because why not? That's somewhere all the way, so that should be put in, I suppose. So yeah, give it a bit. It's 212, I don't know. I'll let chat know when I'll close the bet, because there's not really a great stopping point for the bet right now.
Alright, FMZ back adult. We're done with Jabu and has played Nocturne?
Where are you going, FMZ?
FMZ hasn't
Turning
turned
in 20
in...
skulls?
Yeah.
Getting the... Oh yeah, he hasn't done this Composer Grave Torch. Okay. This is a new check for us, I think, right?
Right?
I want to say Mr. Mario didn't do this as a child.
I think he did.
Did
I
he?
think Mario did this as a child, yeah.
Ignore me then. Alright, second to last check. Forest Temple in a moment here. I think he's already got those boss keys.
Taking the time to pick up the lights here as well, yeah, this...
Yeah, we might as
Gotta
well.
do it at some point. Yeah. If nothing else, this kind of plays into that, you know, like, if you get a foolish dungeon and you're like, alright, I'll do that when I've got a lot of options open, and I have to do it at some point. I'll do it then, so I can then think about what my next play is. This is like a short-term version of that. You have to pick up those lights at some point, and it's just that extra minute or two of thinking time.
Plan out what you're gonna do next, yeah. Oh, he's getting both skull turn-ins here. Phantom Ganon time! Actually, I think my favorite boss, yeah.
Oh, really?
I like Phantom Ganon quite a bit.
I'm not a fan, but I don't think my judgment on bosses is particularly good. By which I mean, my favorite is probably Volvagia?
Volvagia is probably my second favorite, yeah. Just, it's a fun fight. Maybe Baronade, like a well-executed Baronade fight is just...
I'm also a big fan of Twin Rover though, as long as he is just Twin Rover and not Homing Katake.
Yeah, phase 2 Twin Rover, fair enough.
Yeah.
Bongo's a good boss as well, I like Bongo.
Another wallet. Yeah, that one won't do much.
The bosses in Majora's Mask are better. Yeah, probably. Maybe.
Ooh.
Some of them. Goat is probably my favorite Zelda boss of all time, and Majora is definitely the best final boss of any Zelda game that I've played.
Yeah, I can give that one for sure.
Adolwa's trash. I don't care what anyone
I was gonna
says.
say there is Adolwa and there is Gaiorg.
Gaiorg also trash. Twin Volt's fine in the N64 version. I don't. The 3DS version is
What is?
It's a thing.
Did FMZ just not have that hint?
I guess not. Yeah, we saw it pretty late. The Bigoron hint.
Yeah, I guess so.
And yeah, the rest of Forest not paying off for Mr. Mario, so if FMZ finds his mirror shield first, he'll save a bit of time off of Mr. Mario in terms of not having to clear the rest. Mario full clearing his way of the hero. Heck yeah, giving us a new check.
It's kind of...
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, it's kind of in the story of the seed that we're saying though. There aren't a lot of places for that mirror shield to be, unless they find some other items on the way. Like, Mario's definitely got the edge right now. He's gonna have a lot more new content to do than FMZ will.
Yeah, true. And Mr. Mario still has the ice cavern trap to fall into if he goes out that way, which it looks like he might from here. After Fire Temple, rather. He'll do Fire Temple first, of course, but...
I almost wonder if he full clears fire at this point.
Yeah, that's another thing to consider. If he even gets the option, you know. Boss Key could just be the very last check, and then you have to full clear it. Adolwa is a fantastic first boss. Hey, you're entitled to your opinion.
Adolwa in the 2 low tag was amazing though.
Yeah, that's
true.
It's neat.
To be fair, I think that says less about Adolwa and far more about the 2 low tag.
Yeah, the credit goes heavily to that. Lotad's a pretty cool Pokemon. You're entitled to your opinion too.
I definitely like Ludicolo. I'm a big Ludicolo fan. We are going to see some new checks from FMZ here, right? We haven't seen the Strength 2 room, I don't think?
Yeah, both runners giving us new checks here. Definitely Mr. Mario has not come back to do the silver stuff, has he? Wait, did he? No, he didn't.
Pretty sure the rooftop is definitely one we've not seen.
Right, yeah, that'll definitely be new.
100%, yeah. I'm less confident on the Strength 2 room, but I think we've not seen that.
I'm fairly confident we have not seen many messages in chat telling me that we're wrong. Oh wait, yes we have. Wait, is that true, C-Square? I thought...
have we?
Oh, have we? Okay, I thought you said we have. Okay, my mistake. Yeah, I don't think we have.
Also, since it came up in chat earlier, yeah, like, the distinction for Mario clearing fire here, like, you definitely beat fire. Like, 100%. Medallion, you have to. But then the question becomes, do you go back in afterwards?
Clear it out for all the checks.
Yeah. That one's a little hard to call because, oh, you're kind of running low on options right now, but also, fire's really inefficient.
Yeah, it's a long dungeon for only, what, the 5 items? I don't know how many are in here.
5, I think.
5 or 6,
yeah.
I'm gonna say.
And something like 8 keys. 9 with the boss key added in as well.
How do you learn to do horseback archery with a keyboard? I honestly have nothing. I tried to do it on keyboard, I couldn't do it.
I'll say, I do
FMZ's
love...
just a guy.
Yeah, FMZ's like whole setup is incredible. Just like 14 keyboard buttons lined up, like basically the entire left side of his keyboard is a controller.
Using a controller seems like less effort. Yeah, I think the issue is just getting a controller and an adapter to where they're at.
Problem with keyboard movements. Can be pretty hard to dodge enemies like that, like those slight turns become a little more awkward.
Getting that Hylian shield taken away. Will it matter though? Will he just find the mirror shield right here? Get the free replacement. Not right there, he won't.
Oh, and already opened that one.
One more shot here before... Oh wait, 2 more. Okay.
Yeah, I assume this has to be all checks, including the toilet, but...
Oh! Off to Shadow Temple?
Yeah!
Yes! Yes! Go, FMZ!
We knew it was gonna happen, right? It had to happen. Like, again, we've been saying this the whole time, like, they've had Shadow access since the dawn of time at this point, and Shadow is such a good location for checks.
It is!
Like, it is the 3rd best location in the game in terms of numbers. It is incredible for the speed, like the rate of checks you get them.
It's just gonna take him like 10 minutes to knock out 10 quick checks, something like that. I think
What?
that's real.
12 and 12 minutes or something around there for G-Shadow? It's not bad.
Yeah, he's already done
What?
the first 2 even.
Worth noting as well, like,
yeah, 'cause he's got
saying Shadow is the 3rd best location in terms of numbers, and the hovers were found in the 2nd best. So, like, you've already cleared out the better options here. Like,
Hopping back in to say, to whack at those hovers, hey, we're back in logic. Figured, because I don't think there's much anywhere else left for those hover boots at this point.
We were definitely running out of spots, that's for sure.
Yeah, because I think, especially if Forest was hovers locked, and it might have been.
No, it was not actually.
Forest
ended
wasn't.
up
Fire
not.
definitely still could have been, and still could be, but...
Yep.
Yeah, so fun. Well, that solves that logic, as funny as it is. Does make me think, so, but brain. Oh, that's getting closed, right? That's the thing I want to, the other thing I want to say popping in here.
Ah.
So, let's see, where is this? Yeah, fire is definitely hammer locked, because there was no key on the first check. And I bet the Blanco is still alive. Hammer is in the forest bow chest.
Is this no mode? Nope, we're still looking for that mirror shield. Oh, there's the 2nd bow. It's the only other bow we've seen, I believe.
Yeah, I think you're right. So, again, you know, Mr. Mario with the edge here does have that hammer, but, this could still go any number of ways. This could still be a massive trail into God knows what. Shadow could have strength 3 that leads to, I don't know, gold scale to get.
Oh lord.
Like, there are options.
Ooh,
Oh.
big fall. You don't want to see that FMZ thing.
Those guillotines are, brutal.
Big choppy.
Damn, hitting all 3 Skulltulas with 1 nut on keyboard. How
Feels
does
so
he
good.
do it?
Alright, we made it this time.
Alrighty, this is turning into something incredibly close right now. FMZ is more likely to find relevant items.
But
Obviously, only
Mario.
1 required, but there's a lot of relevant items still.
ooh, the short
Oh.
hop. Gosh. Zelda.
I love the-
losing the shield again.
Oh,
Really wants to find that mirror shield. Can't
Also,
lose
yeah.
that one.
also in chat talking about the Goron tunic. My favorite thing is still the fact that lava, acid, and spikes are all just the same thing. It's like, it protects you from lava. It also protects you from acid, because everyone knows lava and acid are identical. Like,
Yep. Spikes too, same thing.
cool, thanks, I guess.
Chemical burn, thermal burn. It's the same thing.
And spiky burn.
Yeah. So Mr. Mario might be key locked. If this is not a key, and shortcut is not a key, he doesn't have the ability to reach Pierre right now.
Nope.
It's
No.
a key, so it doesn't matter. Unless Pierre is the boss key. Which very well may be the case.
Yeah, importantly, there hasn't been a boss key yet, so far, not hover locked, and I think at this point, incredibly unlikely to be hover locked. Still possible, but it's about a 50%, maybe less.
Sounds about right.
And there we go, not hovers locked.
Yep.
I think it would have actually been 25 before, because there are 2 keys, and it would have been not quite 25, but
Mario picked up Pierre. I don't think he's been to Adult Lake yet, has he? He did set it as child.
yeah, set as child, but I don't think has done adult. Yeah,
We're about to see. Yeah, he just walked right by. So.
and save scummed that long shot.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
Can't do the pixel shot
So
to get up there.
now it might truly be a time loss, that save quit that he did. I'm still on the side of it being a time save, especially if it makes it so he can skip here, then it's just extra bonus time save.
Oh god.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's up in the air. There's, what, 4 checks left? Bosky's got to be on one of them?
Yeah.
And it's not that one. 3
3 to
checks
go.
left.
We know one of them has to be a key. I guess that's not true. Volvagia could be the last key.
Yeah, true.
We know there is a key left in fire, is I guess more accurate there. And one of these 3 has to be the boss key to get to Volv. My favorite thing there is still like hitting or trying to open that door as the wall is about to explode. Because the door like tries to fall on you and then just gets up again and the wall is gone but the door's just still sat there in the middle of the path.
Get this guy killing keys with a long shot with a keyboard. My god!
What a gamer.
Actually blows my mind.
I remember that one coming up in a race forever ago, breaking that door with the
Yeah,
hammer.
back in like season 2 or something. I remember that as
it
well.
was one of my first races.
Yeah.
Talking about it afterwards, I was like, what on earth is happening?
Yeah, for anyone unaware, you can break that fake door with the hammer. And it, for whatever reason, if you reload the room after doing so, it counts it as if you'd blown up both the door and the cracked wall. And it's a way to get through there without explosives, essentially, if you end up able to climb the entirety of Fire Temple without any explosives. And there's the boss key. No Pierre today.
Yep.
Unless Pierre has Mirror Shield. Oh my god.
The dream for Mario here is just like 2 checks in the next 2 and you know Pierre's the last key.
Oh, and there's Furores.
Could be used. Oh, there's the key. Okay, Mario is leaving something behind on Pierre. Not necessarily something useful, but something.
Just one item. It's extremely unlikely that that item is Mirror Shield, or an item that leads to Mirror Shield, but the possibility's there.
And if FMZ goes to fire, he will be able to check that. The long shot.
Yes, indeed. Does he know a pixel shot setup for keyboard? I think he does, but
I think so. I'm not 100% confident, but I'm pretty sure he's mentioned it before.
I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, there's only 3 or 4 checks left, 3 items left here in Shadow. Assuming he's got the boss key already. If not, only 2 left.
Oh, he did it in a different match. Okay, maybe that's where I heard it.
That sounds about right. Well, yeah, that might come into play again tonight. Because he is definitely not set Scarecrow. Save restart, just a fast way to get to the beginning of the temple. Yep, pretty much. You gotta pause to equip items to fight the boss anyway. It's a good little combo of events to get you there quickly. Even if you're all the way at the top and you can hammer that pillar down, I'm pretty sure it's still faster to save quit out.
Miss Mario there with 7 bombs done? This is
more than
overkill.
Way more than
Yeah.
enough when you have the Goring Sword, but better safe than sorry, I guess. What is Pixel Shot? It's a shot you can do to reach the particular chest and 2 Skulltulas in Fire Temple, where there's a Scarecrow normally spawns. You can skip meeting the Scarecrow by just long-shotting directly to the platform that it lets you reach, but it's a super precise shot, hence the name Pixel Shot. There's only 1 mil pixel that works.
Yeah, I think you can do the another trick, the hook shot extension, to give yourself, I think, 4 pixels
An
instead
extra
of
few,
1.
yep.
But like, it's still not great. Ooh.
Oh, strength 3 on Volvagia.
Oh,
Isn't that
is-
interesting?
That is huge.
That could be a game ender right here. I mean, FMZ's very close to getting through all of Shadow Temple without finding the Mirror Shield, which is horrible for him. So he's just got the last 2 checks here, this and Bongo. And that was the boss key, so just Bongo.
Jesus. And FMZ still has to go and do the rest of Forest, even if he finds the mirror. This...
Yeah, he won't have too much to do in Forest Temple. He just has to get to the bow chest, and he's already done the courtyard. So he'll just have to do the block push room. I think he already did the hover or the floor master. Did he? He might not have done the floor master.
No, he walked away from the well.
So he'll just need to spend a couple extra minutes in Forest, but it'll take him probably longer to get to Forest Temple than it will to walk through to the bow chest. Actually, he does have Bolero. It won't be that bad.
But yeah, now the odds are definitely on Mr. Mario's side for finding this. That light trial is, pretty strong.
Got a few items.
1 or 2.
Yeah, we've already got both the small keys too, so it's nothing but items in here. All 8 chests.
One down.
One.
Are we gonna see Mario do this the fast way? Where you do open like half the chests,
Well,
go into the next room, and then...
It's when you're looking for 1 item, is it actually faster to do that though?
Good question, actually.
Well, I guess only if that one has the 1 item, I think, right? It is the most efficient way to like clear the entire trial. To do it easily, like just do the left side first, then go through the door and come back. Just because, for whatever reason, this room, the enemies don't reset when you walk through that door. Nice
the only
arrows.
place in the game, yeah.
And the
another
last
bow.
bow. Awesome. Okay, so 1 chance left for this to matter.
Slingshot on Bongo.
Oh, we also have the Ganon Castle Fairy, and yeah, the last slingshot there on Bongo. So FMZ not happy with that, finding the hovers, and ended in with
Gold
nothing.
scale! Gold scale!
And we're seeing Mr. Mario reverse. Okay, this is good for FMZ. He's gonna find... He's gonna play Requiem, reverse to GTG, and find his hovers. And likely go Shadow after that.
Oh my god.
What's left?
What's left? Adult Lake?
Lake.
Oh, check the waterfall, Mr. Mario. Check the waterfall.
The Ruda Valley waterfall, yeah.
OGC, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah?
that's
Skips.
interesting. He skipped OGC,
Skipped
yeah.
outside cannons.
Ooh,
Yeah.
What do you know?
We're down to... So that's 5 checks there.
Imagine this
Crater
Sphere
Fairy?
0 mirror shield. Crater Fairy's been done, yeah. Mr. Mario
Hammer
did it. Hammer Rocks have not been done yet. That'll be new when Mr. Mario gets here. If he remembers to do
He's
it.
going Forest. Not like he has anything else to do with this time at this point.
FMZ is indeed going Forest, yeah. Excellent for
Where
him.
else is he going?
And...
He's got nowhere else to go except Adult Lake, really.
Yeah, that was a part of the rhetorical question.
I, I don't think he's done Child Lake even, FMZ.
Do you have PR left? That is a 6th check to go do.
There's almost
Tolman at
Shadow
7.
Trial 2's unchecked.
Shadow Trial 2 are at 8, yeah, okay.
Yep.
I don't think we're hitting double digits here.
No, I don't think we are. It's not a great... It's been a long seed. It's been fairly boring, but hey,
It
this weird
started off so friendly. It started off as, here's your Kakiri sword, here's a good spawn location, here is, like, sure they were a little awkward, the explosive they got, but they got explosive
early,
reasonably early, strength, like...
The hookshot was
Hookshot
available
was fairly
easy.
early, yeah. And then just...
It's always those early generous seeds that bite you in the end with the needle in the haystack search for one item.
Good point from Chad. Have we seen the top of the fortress roof? I don't think we have.
I thought FMZ did it earlier, but I'm not 100% on that.
Shoot the Sun was hinted dead.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's one of the reasons why they haven't bothered going to, like, Serenades on AD, Walter's Foolish. They just don't want to touch it with a 10-foot pole.
Yeah,
right, with Mario
three
finding
checks
that...
there.
Yeah, with Mario finding that gold scale, we have 3 checks, all in logic now.
They've been able to do that with... Yeah, I mean, they've been able to do gold dive since forever with irons and touch shot, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. And the rest of Lake spinning since... basically, you know...
For a long time.
The start of the game, pretty much.
Yeah, like,
I mean, Strengthless Lost Switch, Bird Scrub, Hookshot linked the Goron, so...
Yeah.
Bombag chickens,
Bombag gun
scale
chickens.
Right?
Scale on, and scale on DMT, well, like, I mean, any number of things, like, it's been in logic since
definitely have had them.
or something.
Yeah, the issue's been getting there. Mario did go there as child, but hasn't got back there as adult. We'll probably do that after this, though. Like, jumping from here down to the Valley Waterfall, down to Lake, is a really efficient cleanup of a lot of things that he's left behind.
Yep, we are on the where the hell's the mirror shield seed.
And unfortunate for FMZ, he did not find the mirror shield before coming in here, so he's probably going to end up clearing the rest of Stone Forest, just like Mr. Mario did.
The flip side to that being, Mario is now doing stuff that FMZ has already done, so...
Yep.
There is a lot of
FMZ,
overlap happening.
He's going to go into fire after clearing Forest. He's going to probably do the same thing. You got to go all the way to the top to get the boss key. Like...
Alright. Updating the way to hear command because I completely forgot to check out the iron boots because iron boots are not way of the hero today.
Jamie, I would do it again.
Yeah, that's about it, Rich.
Mr. Mario still doing toilet?
Oh, add Shadow Trial 2, Rich, to that list of handful of things we haven't seen.
Yeah, like I said, I think FMZ did the top of Fortress, but I'm not confident on that one.
Bullet is an item. We have seen
But-
all the keys in GTG, the second chest isn't dead. Yeah, sorry.
There's something else. There was something else we said, I think, earlier, but I'm trying to remember.
Oh, OGC? Yeah, we haven't.
Oh, GC, yep.
That was it. That was it.
Yeah, we're definitely getting a toilet check here.
So yeah, we might just barely have double digits.
I still don't think we do. I think we have seen the Fortress roof. Because FMZ went there with Longshot. When he did HBA, he had Longshot.
Yeah, there's no reason for him to have skipped it there.
He skipped Toilet. Which, you know,
That's more
is
reasonable to
slow.
skip than the
That
rooftop
one- That
chest.
one makes a bit more sense.
Okay.
The feather feet. So close to walking off the edge a couple of times there, but... And I guess did do it once.
Alright, we got us a new check coming. One of less than 10 remaining.
Again, every time it gets to this kind of point of a scene, I'm like, have we forgotten something? Have we just missed something that we've just assumed they've done and they haven't? You know, one of those ones where it's like, oh, the bow was late and they've not done adult archery, and you just don't even consider it. But like, no, I think they've done everything.
I have to correct you. Fortress Roof was not checked. I just checked FMC's VOD. He did HBA and he went directly into GTG. I suspect he would have routed in the Fortress Roof just after GTG. In the other hand, he found Hover, so he proceeded to probably go Shadow Temple, which made sense. It just, well...
Wild.
Well then.
Wait, that's a call. Doing HBA... Doing HBA first but the rooftop after is surprising.
I think you want to do it after doing the 4 checks in the like room, because you'd have to go all the hook shot over, long shot over there, then come back for GTG. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like I don't know.
Also, hammer incoming for FMZ. Yeah, that was 10 checks, and Mario doing toilet is down to 9, and this is about to be down to 8 after this.
I was about to say the hammer doesn't mean much for FMZ at this point, other than a bit more bait. But actually, we still haven't seen outside cannons. It could be.
He's leaving.
Yeah.
He's leaving.
Hey, look at this, the meta
call.
play.
That is
Okay.
a huge call.
It's gonna pay out for him if he never goes back.
If Mirror Shield's on here and FMZ
I-
is an pixel shot, this could be huge.
Oh,
I
that's...
do think Mario
It's not
still
on the
has the
fortress
edge
route.
here. I
Yeah,
think the
he-
thing to note here is Mario has done more stuff in general. There is more ground for FMZ to cover that Mario's already done than for Mario to cover that FMZ has already done. So I do think Mario has the edge here.
2 more
But
new checks
some
here.
of the some of the things that FMZ is doing are very difficult for Mario to go back to. So while Mario has the edge and is more likely to find Mirror, if he doesn't find it in the next 4 or 5 checks, then FMZ is a world ahead.
I think Mario's probably gonna find it. If not here, he might do Adult Lake after this. It's probably his best
this-
opportunity. Like, you check the waterfall, and then just go right back in there.
This is over half the checks we had. Now it's exactly half the checks we had remaining, right?
I think
No,
so.
we're down to 7. That was a waterfall. Now we're down to 6. Lake is half the checks.
Yeah, you're right. And no, we do not know where Mirror is. It's 50% shot that it's here in Adult Lake. The only other checks remaining are OGC, Shadow Trial 2, and the last one.
Pierre.
Pierre, that's the one.
Always Pierre.
Oh, Pierre.
If Mario's scumming the long shot costs him, though, this is brutal. Well, you were saying earlier, long shot was like arguably the most useless item at this point. You know, it doesn't do anything. If that's the
Commentator's
reason he
curse.
loses. Jeez.
Alright, 1 of 6.
Nope.
Okay, 5 left.
5 to go. Oh, wow.
Oh, what a seed.
This is something. This is certainly something.
If Mr. Mario doesn't get it in here, I think FMZ is probably gonna win this.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
40% that Mario finds it. Well, but then where does Mario go after this?
He's still got Ice Cavern.
Oh
He's
God.
like,
I forgot he hadn't done ice.
yeah.
Oh wow, that is something.
And of course Shadow he hasn't done. He just picked up hovers, so
Right. So Mario actually, if it's not in Lake, which to be fair, there is now a 40% chance it's in Lake. But if it's not in Lake,
it means it's likely not here, right? 60%.
yeah, that's exactly how that works.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I think the fact that Mario didn't immediately go Shadow is a meta play, yeah.
Yeah.
Because like he knows that he didn't get the strength 2 when he dipped when he went to Meadow earlier. He could have dipped Forest, got those silvers, and then when he went GGG, he could have gotten the hovers. So
He has to pick one of the two at this point, right? He has to go, it's a full clear seed, and leaving behind ice is now reasonable. At this stage, you're like, okay, maybe you left behind ice, like maybe. Or you're going, maybe you didn't go back to GTG for the strength 2.
right, maybe he did the same
Like-
thing as me and didn't dip
Right.
Forest for the strength, right? Which was
So
the case, but
You have to pick one of those, because there is, as much as it's like, you
Last
want to
one.
think, that wasn't it?
that's not it. Okay.
That is Shadow, yeah. Okay, so this is FMZ's chance.
Yeah, this is FMZ's game to lose, I think, at this point.
Yeah. So the thing is, both of them have done enough out the way ridiculous stuff and been paid out for it that you're like, the other person could have also done something similar. Like this, or like another item that led nowhere. That is what happened. Mario full cleared fire, got strength 3, and at least on the checks he did, it did nothing. Does FMZ know how to... Okay, other than, I guess, hook-shotting out. We literally have 3 checks.
Yeah, 3 checks left.
Between the 2 of them. But Mario, yeah.
2 of which that Mario has basically abandoned. Well, you don't really abandon OGC, he's just shoved it off until after more dense locations at this point. He has no reason to go back there.
The issue for him in here is, yeah, he's got all of Shadow.
No long shot, so
ice.
he can't even do Shadow Trial 2 without going back for the long shot or getting 50 Skull Fire.
Oh, that's
Which, of course, you just go to long shot, of course. Strength 3 is on Volvagia, yeah. And the boss key chest is, the boss key is on hammer chest all the way at the top, so he's gonna full clear either way. Where was long shot? It was in Spirit Temple, which Mario knows it's there. He save scummed an entire clear, almost full clear of Spirit Temple, in order to keep his position in Forest Temple. Which ended up saving him a lot of overworld movement, because he did have to go back to Forest Temple. But it's ending up biting him, I think, here.
Right, it's also worth noting that, obviously, I don't think it's very likely with how this is playing out now, but if they found Mirror Shield at pretty much the same time, FMZ has done all of Spirit.
Yep.
Mario has to re-clear Spirit and pick up the keys again. So...
And that's a significant couple of minutes there, compared to just rushing right up to the boss, yeah. I think if it's on Pierre or OGC, then FMZ is in a very good spot. Well,
I think outside Ganon,
does it.
I think OGC is Mario's best hope. Shadow Trial 2 would require him going back to Spirit. At that point, FMZ gets there first.
Well, that's the thing.
Pierre,
I think
Mario
he's
is
gonna
not
go.
vacationing. He is not going back to Pierre anytime soon. I think outside Ganon's is the one that Mario is most likely to get of those 3.
I think if it is there, that FMZ is just going to make it there sooner, because he's just going to go there right after here, right? You get strength 3 off Volvagia, and then you just go do those strength 3 checks. As long as he doesn't leave it behind like Mario did.
Right, I think Mario being in Shadow now means FMZ has a very, very big advantage, because he's going to finish fire, including Pierre, and then he's going to take strength 3 to Ganon's, and he's going to full clear the entire area, outside and in, and that will sweep up all 3 of those checks. So I think at this point, FMZ has a very clear advantage.
Right, and after Shadow, Mario still has Ice and Zora Fountain and Domain checks available. That's a good, 7 checks right there. That's pretty dense, quick for him to go through. It's definitely more appealing for him to do that than go back to OGC, I think, just for that 1 check. So
I do think...
I'm not even sure how Mr. Mario can get back at this point. Maybe if FMZ skips either of the checks also. That's really his best chance.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Is I think outside Ganon's Castle is Mario's best chance at coming back in, and it's 10%. But that's better than the other 2.
Relies heavily on Fmzgun just not doing the check. Both of them doing nice little backflips with their hover boots back to back there. Oh, that was pretty cute. Almost synchronous backflipping. And yeah, we might just see Fmzgun opt to not do Pixel Shot. If it took him a full minute to do in his last match, where he did it.
Has to, right?
I mean...
You can't skip Pierre at this stage.
Knowing what we know, yeah.
Even in FMZ's shoes, you've got... How much does he have left? He doesn't know he's going to get Strength 3 here.
But he also has the rest of Forest Temple. He's got some stuff left. I'm just saying, if he's confident in pulling it off, then he'll probably do it.
It's not... I don't think there's enough left that he will skip this if he's here.
He will probably wait until confirming whether or not it's a key, if I had to guess.
You're not going to confirm that. Well, You don't
Yeah,
know.
see,
Okay, yeah.
He's dropping FW here again, so...
That might be to go up, and it might be to go to Pierre. It could be either direction. Okay. I was going to say, you're not going to know that necessarily until after Volvagia, but he will.
Yeah.
So this is going to work out for sure, if nothing else.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think it makes sense. I think you're right about that one. Confirm that it's not a key and then go
Especially
back
if you think it's going to take a lot of time for you to line it up, which, yeah.
And he's only missing one key at this stage. He's off to go pick up 3 more checks, so you think you're going to confirm it pretty reasonably at that stage. And then you can just Feroz back and then save quit from Pierre to go and fight Volv.
Yeah, he might do Volvagia first, he might not. That's the thing, like, if you'll know before killing Volvagia that Pierre has an item, because you'll get the rest of the keys if you do
So
highest
he'll...
Goron.
I think it makes sense from there, because you're not going to have a good FW back otherwise. I think from the highest Goron, he'll use the Feroz when there, get Pierre, and then save quit from Pierre's check back to do Volvagia.
To do the dragon, yeah. That would probably be the most efficient way to do it, if he wants to do it that way, yeah.
I guess the alternative is, if his mind is like Pierre or Shadow Trial, and I'm pretty sure he didn't do Spirit Trial in the end, right?
That is correct, he did not have a Bombchu or bow to do the checks there, so...
So, it's possible he's thinking, I'll go to Ganon's and then Feroz back, in which case he will get Strength 3, he'll do the other checks, and then he'll get Pierre as basically last location.
Yeah. Yeah, he might have just set FW there on the odds that it was the boss key. Like, he might just want to skip Pierre and only left it there because it could have the boss key. And then he'll just opt to rush the boss, and of course, once he gets Strength 3, he'll want to go to Light Trial before coming back here. So many choices.
So many and yet so few.
Just make the right call, whatever you do.
There's so many choices, and we're like, yeah, there are 3, but also so many.
So many ways to do it, right?
Yeah. It's part of the intrigue of stuff like this, though, right? It's like, we're at the point where it's like, you have basically nothing left, and yet you still have decisions to make.
Yeah.
I have not seen that set up for Skull Pot before. That's cool.
FMZ did it too, in fact.
I missed that one. I just saw him long-shotting the keys down earlier.
Yep. Yeah, it would be pretty crazy to see Pixel Shot factor in for yet another race for our keyboard warrior here. Did they check the ice arrow location? It was hinted, in fact.
Never considered just how bad Hammer Chest must be on keyboard.
Ooh, yeah, that spiral staircase. Oh, yeah.
Like, there's a lot of checks that people, I think of with that. I never considered that one. At all. Did he Wait, he did...
He saved quit after the boss key.
Did he do the highest score on before that?
He did,
He did, right? Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
I was like... Just, yeah. Skimmed. I was pretty sure, but like... Seeing that save quit, you panic.
Yeah, a little bit, right? Is Ice Arrow part of Water Temple? It's actually the final chest in the maze in Gerudo Training Grounds. It is a part of the Water Temple in Majora's Mask, though. The Ice Arrow.
I know it's come up a few times that, like, how much of Rando should be vanilla and how much should be, like, a different game. I would love if the Ice Arrows actually created the platforms. Or at least as a setting,
right?
at least as an option. Like, not necessarily all the time, but, like, as a setting that you can turn on and off. That would be so cool.
It would be neat, for sure. I'm trying to think of where I'd even use that.
To Morpher.
Getting to Morpho would be the big one, wouldn't it? Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Only allowed in Water Temple? Yeah, that's fine with me. Let's give an alternative than the long shot hunt that seems to happen so often. Off topic, but that's kind of something I liked about Fire Arrow entry. Give you another solution to that puzzle of needing Dins to open Shadow Temple. But
the problem is it turned into the
yeah.
I mean the counterpoint. I'm not saying I agree with either one. Honestly, I don't know where I stand on that at this point. It's been so long. I'm just like maybe I don't know, like whatever. But the counterpoint to that was it got to the point where Dins was the alternate solution that rarely came up. Fire arrows were the actual answer. Like,
it's whichever one you find first, right? Just like it would be with long shot and nice arrows. So FMZ picking up their strength 3. They still have a couple hammer checks to do in the vicinity. We'll see if they opt to do those before warping away. They do have Bolero, so they can come back anytime.
The way FMZ's been playing, I expect to see a prelude, but you know, bailing out of forest was a big call, and I expect okay.
They're gonna go ahead and do them. Okay. Need Mirror Shield for Go mode, yes, and we have 3 places left for it that it could possibly be. 3 unchecked checks. We've got the Ganon Castle Ferry, that's not yet been checked. We've got the second check in Shadow Trial in Ganon's Castle. And the last one is the Pierre chest in Fire Temple. Those are the 3 remaining checks that we have not seen.
So FMZ has left for Roswind at Pierre, so he can get back there very quickly.
Yeah, I'm expecting him to do the light trial stuff and then an FW directly from there.
I actually expect outside Ganon's first, then all of Ganon's, and then a Feroz back to Fire.
Yeah, that would be his most efficient clearing.
The question is what else he has left, because there is some other stuff he's not done. Lake being one of them, you know, rest of forest.
We're gonna hopefully get one of our 3 checks at least here. Well, we'll definitely get at least one of our 3 checks, as long as he doesn't skip outside Ganon's Castle, which he's back walking right to it. That's what I want to see.
So, one of the 3, and we were probably getting a second shortly after.
Mm-hmm.
The flip side to that is, Mario just picked up the boss key and is on the way to Bongo. If it's Pierre...
Yeah, he's not far behind.
How many options does Mario have left?
He's still got Ice Cavern, that's the big one.
Ice is definitely the biggest, without a doubt, yeah.
Definitely a much better play for him to do that. But hey, that'll give him Bolero when he does it. Maybe he'll go right to Fire Temple and do that Pierre action right after. We'll see, we'll see. Here we go though, outside Ganon Castle Ferry, one of 3 checks remaining.
Rocks a yoke.
Oh.
And no, 2 more.
2 remaining, oh boy. It's not often we actually last location an item, as the commentators, the all-knowing viewers of the seeds.
Getting down to the last, 10 or so, when there's been a divergence, yeah, reasonable. Getting down to the literal last check, unbelievably rare.
Very, very rarely happens. What is left? Yeah, you're about to see one of 2 remaining checks left in the Shadow Trial. There's 1 check left in there, and then Pierre in Fire Temple.
We're gonna see the whole of Ganon's first, though. This could be really bad for FMZ.
I think it's fine for him, honestly. It won't take him that long compared to Ice for Mr. Mario, which is just his best play objectively right now.
Again,
his most dense play, I should say. Sorry.
Even if Mario heads back towards Ganon's castle and does these checks now, you know, we mentioned earlier, he safe-scummed away all of Spirit.
Yeah.
FMZ will have that advantage in that he already has all the keys. Mario knows where they are, but he has to go and open the chests.
So, what would be his fastest route? Because he'll have 1 key from the child side that he entered the dungeon with. There was one on the boulders.
He did all of child, so I think... Oh no, because he used one as well, so
he
sure.
used one, right.
So
I think he's coming in with 1. He'll need
the one on
the hand, and then where was the boss key? The boss key was Child Climb, so he should have the boss key already. Oh wait, was it Child Climb? Or am I think it was.
Yeah, I think you're right, yeah.
What?
Wait, Mario, what?
What? Mr. Mario, what? Don't tell me you didn't do that.
What? No, I think he did. I'm sure he did. I think he's just second guessing.
Okay. I mean, when you're over 3 hours, that you start to second guess things.
Yeah,
sure.
fair, for sure.
Okay, Mr. Mario, going around to Shadow Trial next. Not doing Spirit Trial even.
Ooh, yeah, FMZ straight
Wait, did I say
there.
Mr. Mario? I meant FMZ. If I said Mr. Mario.
Mario is going up towards Ice Cavern.
Seems like it, yeah.
Sure enough, yeah, like...
It's either Pierre or Ice, and just Ice makes way more sense.
I feel like it has to be Ice at this stage, yeah.
Like, he's memeing if he doesn't go Ice here. Just get like teensy bit closer.
Again, these side hops.
I'm just watching FMZ have fun aiming at this like.
For anyone who doesn't know, this is like a pet peeve of mine. When you side hop, your upwards momentum is like really fast, but going down is really slow. So you want to side hop up hills and back walk down them.
Here we go, second to last. There it is! We got it! Holy heck, Mr. Mario.
Oh my god.
Saves coming away his actually important long shot. Oh my god.
Oh man, Mario.
What a tragedy. Oh,
No.
Unbelievable.
he could have had
Oh,
this
man.
so much, like, oh. That feels really bad for Mr.
He
Mario.
could have had this at least an hour, like a
Yep.
good hour ago at this point.
Well,
Admittedly, they both could have, but yeah, like Mario was in there for light trial, like
yep, he could have had long shot on that dip. It would have messed with his other routing, and maybe he wouldn't have ended up finding the hammer and doing a bunch of other things.
even
So-
yeah, I think even walking to forest is just I don't know. It was one of those ones where at the time there was that kind of big conflict of like, is this efficient or is this trying to be too cute and actually costing more time than it's worth with scumming away the keys and spirit? Turns out it was a lot more than just the keys and spirit, and yeah, here we are.
Unbelievable. It ended up being the long shot. The one we specifically called out as being the least useful item to find. Ends up being the most useful.
It was never 50 skulls.
Yeah, I mean, if it saves them from collecting 30 Skulltulas, that's a pretty useful item.
It was one check, but yeah.
Holy heck.
Oh my god. Incredible.
You didn't have to quote me on that, Winnie. But I appreciate that you did.
Incredible.
Oh man. Yeah, that's a major oof for Mario.
Oh,
Never 50 skulls just to make it worse.
The best part was as well, why is Mario still collecting skulls? Well, maybe he's playing to the fire arrows. You just go back and get the long shot, right? Like,
Yeah.
every conversation played towards this, and yeah, couldn't have written
We
it
should have
better.
seen this
Could
coming.
not-
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, like, it's been said countless times, the best plandos will never be the randomly rolled ones. This feels like one of those cases because if it's a plando, you expect the worst. In this situation, we were talking as though it was a normal average seed, and then, of course, everything we said just so happened to be completely and utterly wrong. In hindsight, right at the time, just doesn't work in
That's the
hindsight.
thing, yeah.
Yeah.
So Spirit Temple being our last dungeon, and Minuet being such a useful song locked behind it, with 2 hard required items. Well, was the Strength and Forest hard? I mean, you can't skip it really if you're clearing to
No.
get the hammer, but you could have theoretically, right?
You could have, but why would
Yeah. In theory, you could, but no.
In practice, you would never, just because you're clearing forest on your way to the
Right.
hammer, right?
you? Yeah. Oh man, what a seed.
It's the triple dip of adult SFM.
Yeah, couple SFM being the hero today.
Yeah, I forgot about that. The double wave the hero, Sacred Forest Meadow. One for Saria's song, so you could get the adult song, which was Epona. Just so you could cross the wasteland. Ugh.
Incredible. Incredible.
Yeah. Let me go pick bet winners actually before I completely forget. Looking at bet winners, where even? Rock Chalk, Shawnee, sorry, is the one who wins the premium bets with a bet of Shadow Trial 2. Congratulations. And then, oh wait, that's a misclick. That is not it. Whoops.
Scammed.
Bot's being dumb again. There we go. Sean wins the bet. The bot's being stupid again. I think the bet interface can be a little stupid, but yeah, congratulations to Sean for winning the bet. The bot's been a bit stupid today. And then looking at the regular bets, Room and Shadow, your camera. No one actually bet Shadow Trial 2 for the regular bets. Which means that, considering I have absolutely no idea what Patty Chest means.
It wasn't.
No,
Chest.
that's Shadow. That's in Shadow. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, not that.
I'm pretty sure that is anyway.
It's either Shadow or Spirit.
I think it's the first Silver Rupee Room in Shadow.
No, you're right. That's Betty Chest.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Okay. Yeah. So not that. Yeah. So actually, no one bet like anything against Ketzel at all for the regular bets. So you know what? Jason's wrong. For the sheer memes, you win, Goldfish, one of our trackers. Jason Aralani for reference bet somewhere.
It nearly wasn't anywhere.
Right. It was definitely not somewhere.
Mostly because I found it funny and no one actually wins on the regular side. Yeah, Mario saves come to.
So yeah, for anyone who missed the race, I guess I would say go back and watch it, but I also don't know if I want to. This has been a roller coaster of a race. Yeah.
It has.
Mario saved in Forest Temple, cleared out most of Spirit, found a long shot that, you know, we called as being pretty spectacularly useless at that stage. And he reset it away to get back to Forest because he didn't have a warp song to get near there. And it turned out that long shot, or 50 skulls, was required to get the mirror shield.
Yeah.
That's the way she goes.
Yeah, it is.
But yeah, FMZ will be moving on to face either Riley or Holy Sparks. We're still waiting to see what happens with that one. And yeah, FMZ's on a hell of a run. Mr. Mario, I think, coming in, one of those players who had really just torn apart some of the quals, had definitely put in a really good showing in S4 so far, but the run ends here.
Yes, indeed. Fortunate for Mr. Mario, but he's pretty active in RSL and other things. He's not going anywhere, don't you worry. And yeah, FMZ's had a hell of a run so far.
Yeah.
Took out Mr. Martin, took out Bonuru, taking out Mr. Mario here now.
Yeah, I was going to say, FMZ beat One Shot, lost to Cariosa, and then has taken out Mr. Martin, who is, you know, a relatively inconsistent but strong player, I think, is the fairest way to put that.
Definitely a strong player, yeah.
Yeah. 15th seed is one where I could see Mr. Martin being either way higher or way lower, very reasonably. And then the 7th seed and the 3rd seed. in
Seventh
Bono and
seed.
Mario.
Being the champion of the previous season, also, yes.
Yeah, 7th seed, who is arguably underseeded, reigning champion.
And yeah, going off to face the winner of Holy Sparks versus Riley in the next round.
Yeah. Oh, I realized I should switch to FMZ's audio for the last bit here.
You got something against the chess game audio?
Nah, just that we're almost done. I should actually switch over. It's a little quieter, but it'll work.
Alrighty.
Is Mario gonna go to MM now? I hope so, man.
There's 2 checks in Shadow Trial, yes, Starks. Question from Champ.
Yeah. Mario's definitely dealt an MM, and let's face it, yeah, definitely not seen the last one. You know, regular in, God, random settings league, beta quest now, he did the beta quest blackout. Just, if there is any form of randomizer to play in OOT, I think Mario's in it now. So, definitely not seen the last of Mr. Mario. But it does look like the last for the Season 4 tournament, at least.
Yeah, unfortunately for now.
Sorry, a bit of internal banter about me on work into Goldfish for the memes. Yeah, Days one of Ganon down for FMG.
It's looking like Mr. Mario's about to go pick up his long shot now, so he can do Shadow Trial. Oh boy.
Yeah, this is definitely rough.
Is Mario allowed to finish? Sure, if they want to.
Oh yeah, we never forbid a runner. We never force a runner to not quit. It's entirely up to Mario.
Yep.
Yeah, and
Totally
for
up
what
to
it's
them.
worth, the racer is on a 15-minute delay, so everything you're seeing here, they did 15 minutes ago. It is absolutely reasonable for the runners to, you know, if they know what they're doing exactly, it is absolutely reasonable for them to just finish out a seed in the last 15 minutes that they have, or a lot of the time to just stop there, take that 15 minutes to cool off because you've just played through 3.25 hours of this mess. Like, both are reasonable. People will do both.
Yep, and GG's to FMZ.
GG's.
3:15:37, and that was indeed an immediate forfeit from Mario, unfortunately.
Very impressive showing.
Absolutely. Let's switch to interview, and I have actually gotten both of them to agree to an interview, so it should be interesting.
Hey, right on.
Just gonna make sure they're both ready to be towed in as we switch to the interview scene. Yeah, I will mostly let you guys have it. Or if FMZ's gotten stuck, I have offered translation services. This is Mandarin speakers. He is Taiwanese, so his English is not his first language.
Jeez. I imagine they'll both have a lot to say about this one.
Oh my god. Yeah, I can, for sure. They've had a bit of a chat in the race time chat since FMZ actually done about 15 minutes ago. Let me get them in. Hey, JG's a 你好
Hello.
Mario and FMZ.
Welcome. GG's both of you.
Morning.
GG's FMZ.
Hey, GG's.
Hey, we can hear you.
Where do we start? That
Yes.
was
Can you hear me?
spectacular. Yeah, we're all good. All good?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was something. That was certainly
Well, I kind of fell behind the whole seed, but I don't know how I even win this one.
Yeah, honestly, you probably were behind the whole seed. It came down to that long shot being scummed by Mr. Mario, which I saw you guys were talking about a bit in the race time chat. So yeah, you know exactly what happened at this point. That Shadow Trial 2. It's so. What a tragedy that it turned out like that for you, Mr. Mario. Like, it was such a really cool idea, and that saved you a ton of overworld movement. Like, just because it takes so long to get back to Forest Temple, you know.
we were definitely like I think we were split and chat was split at the time of whether safe scumming away Spirit was worth it, because it's like, well, you have to go and recollect the keys later, and there's a couple of things the long shot might matter for it. At least makes things quicker, even if it's not required. Walking to Forest is definitely slow, and you don't have the songs to get there. It's like was definitely a split on that.
We'd done enough hiking this seed. Like, there was so few warp songs early. I was like, I was all in with you on that idea, Mr. Mario. Like, that was really cool. Unfortunate that it didn't work out, but
the one check in the entire game that could have fucked me over.
Well,
it's how the cookie crumbles sometimes.
Rando do be like that.
Did you both enjoy the throwback to season 3?
Yeah. Oh my
Kakiri
god.
sword, like just Kakiri sword. Here you go. Link's house. Like, it's season 3 now. It's fine. Just back in old school.
You know, funny enough, now that I'm thinking about it, you guys had very, very divergent play throughout the entire seed, despite like that early Kokiri sword, for example. FMZ went to Lon Lon first to get the song. So
Really?
I don't think there was even a single point in this seed where you guys were like in the same area doing the same thing. You were always doing something different, or like covering each other's tracks on something the other had already done.
That's fun, at least.
It made for an interesting watch for sure, because you guys had different progression items at different times for a long
Maybe I'll
time.
get Sarias at Lolo Ranch, so I can like do some checks in Lost Woods.
Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it would definitely be very much more efficient to have Sarias going in your first time.
And
Right,
then
we
Cyrus
definitely-
is
yeah.
Woods.
Of course. We were definitely talking about like the potential for like warp songs as well. If you got Minuet or Requiem there, it's like, great, you can just chain that into something else and then save quit back afterwards. And yeah, Storms was, well, helped with efficiency a little, but not enough in the early game to really pay off.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Deku Tree ended up being near enough empty, and then I feel like the Sacred Forest Meadow hints were where it really started going out of control, because Sarias and Eponas, firstly, it's difficult to follow that anyway, and then by the end you've seen 3 of those hints.
Yeah, when I saw that third hint, oh my god, I was like, wait a minute, this is a Forest Temple. No way. I was thinking the entire time that the one Sacred Forest Meadow way the hero could be for just Saria's song if Requiem is available, like in Ice Cavern or something, but well, turns out it was both.
Thanks, Rando.
Yeah. I'm also very sad that Nocturne of Shadow was not locked behind Shadow. I'm disappointed. So
So were we.
So close to greatness.
It really, the fact that it came down to that long shot though, especially considering we were actually commenting at one point, I'm guessing it was a little bit of like either autopilot or probably autopilot. You kept grabbing a couple of skulls after getting to 20.
Yeah.
And there was like a part of it that was like, it could be fire arrows, but why would you not just get the long shot again? And yeah.
Okay, yeah. Before I saw the long shot in Spirit, I was like, okay, there's a very, 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 very small chance that it's actually 50 skulls for fire arrows, so I'm gonna get these anyways because I'm here. But then I just completely forgot about the long shot, I guess, and that actually gets me Shadow Trail second. So.
All right. Well, that yeah, that was a pretty spectacular one. I don't know if I've ever seen a seed quite like that. We were literally down to 2 checks that we didn't know, and one of them was the mirror shield.
Yeah, those were the 2 checks that I had left in the entire game.
Pierre was the only other one we'd missed.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
Pierre. Who needs him?
Yeah, we were discussing FMC if he would pull off.
For Pierre, I was so ready for doing another keyboard pixel shot.
I was about to ask you about that. So that was your plan after, I guess. Well, where did you end up finding it?
After Ganon's, yeah.
After Ganon's, we assumed you were just gonna FW right back to fire. Not eager to do the pixel shot, then I take it, because we were really hard debating whether or not it was gonna happen before you fought Volvagia or not. But who wants to do pixel shot on a keyboard if you don't have to, right?
I never realized before today how awful it must be trying to do the hammer chest on keyboard. That looks
Treacherous.
terrible. But yeah, so that, I guess, the big thing there is, unfortunately, that is the end of Season 4 for you, Mr. Mario. An incredible showing. You know, absolutely tore up quals, and yeah, just FMZ on something of a tear right now. You've taken out, so you've eliminated Mr. Martin, Bonuru, and now Mario, and your next opponent is Riley or Holy Sparks.
Yeah, how you feeling about that?
I really didn't expect to make it this far. Like, I think on the challenge page I predicted myself like losing to Martin, but well, here I am. Well, I think like facing Mr. Mario and Bonuru, it all comes down to like 1 or 2 checks. Like facing Bonuru, it comes down to the hammer box, and this one like Mr. Mario had it the whole game, but then they're gonna random, so yeah.
Yeah, at the end of it, win is a win. So, moving on to, I think that means top 8, top 6, top 8 with that. So, yeah, top 8 season 4 guaranteed at this point.
Hell yeah, my dude.
Yeah.
I mean, a hell of a showing. Definitely, great to see a completely different player to basically everyone else in the community at this point, doing incredibly well. Yeah.
Representing keyboard players all over the world.
Also, our lone Asian representative.
Hell yeah.
It's a Kashiwara Hanhop, the Matham seat. I am one of the few other Chinese speakers around. But yeah.
So, who do I face next again?
Thank you.
Yeah, GG's.
It's been an honor to have been part of the very first FMZ interview here on CSR. I look forward to interviewing you in the grand finals.
Yeah, thank you both for the amazing race. This was unbelievable to watch. So yeah. GG's to both of you.
GG's again.
GG's. Do you have any future plans for Rando, by the way, Mr. Mario? I know you've been pretty active in the other leagues, RSL and Beta Quest and whatnot.
Jeez. So, yeah, Random Settings League Season 3, obviously. Season 5, when that comes like in a year. Beta Quest, I'm still in that. Probably gonna get bopped by Minnow, but who knows. I might join the Link to the Past Rando tournament, the spring tournament. So that's in a couple weeks. The seeding races happen, but I'm probably not. So
That'd be cool.
MM Season 2, of course, when that happens, eventually.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah. Hope to see you there.
Been doing some practicing in the off season.
Oh boy. But yeah, I'm just happy that I did better than Season 3, so constantly improving. I like
Hell
it.
yeah. Oh, right on.
Yeah, and any particular preference, FMC, between Riley and Sparks, or?
I think I kinda wanna face Riley because I know him more, but Spark is I don't know how to say, like he has gotten very good like in few months, so I don't know. Like both are very strong racers, so I think it'll be a good race facing either of them.
Sure to be an entertaining one.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, good luck. So yeah,
Alright.
Unless any of you have final thoughts, I think it's about time to wrap this up.
Yeah, all good on my end.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty then, so shoutouts here to both of our runners, Mr. Mario and FMZ. FMZ pulling out another win for this tourney to move on to face either Holy Sparks or Riley, as mentioned. Shoutouts to our two commentators today, Yoshi and Namaha, and to our two trackers, Winnie Demon and Goldfish. Looking ahead, so as mentioned, looking ahead, we have already mentioned who FMC's next opponent will be, and we've got multiple other matches of this tournament going on as well. We have a pretty busy schedule for ZSR for the next week. Just tomorrow alone, we have 4 races currently on the schedule. We have at 2 p.m. Eastern, the Twilight Princess Any Percent Tournament Wolf Dash 3 Losers Bracket Round 1 between KitKat and KM Keaton. We have at 4 p.m. Eastern, A Link to the Past, No Major Glitches Tournament 2021 Group A, Error versus Apathy Duck, to kick that tournament off. And then we have 2 Zelda 2 Randomizer Max Rando Tournament matches, Swiss Round 3, one at 7 p.m. Eastern, the other at 10 p.m. Eastern, between Ghost Dunk and Elendar, and then Trails versus Chromaticalism. And then got some more matches coming up throughout this week. The next OOTR one will be this Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern. We will have a Winners Bracket Round 4 match. Matchup of the French between Marco and Cariosa. That'll be a good one to watch. So if you want to catch that, that'll be here on one of our Zelda Speedruns networks. Probably ZR's main. So give us here all a follow at Zelda Speedruns, along with the links to our individual channels linked above. Check out Zelda Speedruns main here, Zelda Speedruns 2, Zelda Speedruns _3, and Zelda Speedruns _4 for more Zelda action. We have races of all different types of Zeldas, and both Rando and Vanilla, and there's certainly plenty to be caught. You can check out our public schedule at the link that I am posting in chat right now. That will be it for us tonight. Thank you for watching, everyone. We are going to go over and raid Games Done Quick, where they are currently doing a showcase of the Ocarina of Time Master Quest 100% no-still reference manipulation run, done by Claire Lynn D. So we're going to see how that's going. And thanks for watching, everyone.